The great stuff there. From the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic powered by Bowser, here's Brandon Rossai.
Thanks, Larry. And we got another accident. This one is on the Parkway East inbound. It is right by the Edgewood Avenue exit. Luckily, they're off on the shoulder, so not really adding on to a lot of the traffic. There is still morning rush backed up to right around the Britton Road overpass going towards the Squirrel Hill Tunnel. And on the Parkway West inbound, that remains log jammed, stretched back all the way to just about the top of Green Tree Hill, the far side of the hill, that is, down into the Fort Pitt Tunnel. With AAA Traffic on the 5s, I'm Brandon Rossai on the Voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
I'm with Joe Potocnik, JP Roofing and Siding, with big news.
We're announcing a partnership with James Hardy Siding,
the recognized leader in the industry.
backed by a 25-year warranty.
That gives you peace of mind.
James Hardy Siding is the best of all exterior siding products.
Upgrade your curb appeal and protect your investment.
That's exactly right.
Call Joe for a free estimate, 412-829-7711, JP Roofing and Siding.
Thanks, Larry.
I listen for powerful conversations
from powerful voices.
Information is power at the top and bottom of the hour.
Influencing the corridors of power.
100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Need to hire quality candidates fast? You need Indeed. Their video interview tool makes it easy and effortless to meet with candidates. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
Are you paying too much for prescription drugs? Other pharmacies take a $5 drug and charge $300, but not at Blueberry Pharmacy. We introduced the Cost Plus model over 4 years ago, ensuring transparent and fair pricing. From our North Hills location, Blueberry Pharmacy services Pennsylvania, Ohio, and West Virginia. We apply the same pricing principle to everything from blood pressure medication to chemotherapy drugs. Enjoy exceptional service where you can talk to a real person like me. Call us at 412-612-2279 or visit blueberrypharmacy.com.
Space may be the final frontier, but it's also what a lot of us lack in our basement or garage. By switching to a Navien tankless water heater, not only will you have all the hot water you need whenever you need it, but you'll gain storage area as well. Maybe a place to display your space collectibles.
Highly logical.
Learn about Navien's series of high-efficiency tankless water heaters and how they don't just save space, but save dollars on your utility bills, too. For more, go to tanklessmadesimple.com.
Retirement can be scary, but only if you're not prepared. That's why AARP created thisispretirement.org. Because unless you've already retired, you're in pretirement, and you still have time to plan. Learn about retirement savings options, potential tax breaks, and how you can build savings over time. Visit thisispretirement.org for free resources to help you customize your action plan and feel the retirement fear disappear. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Come in and try the Good Feet feeling today. Comfort, energy, performance, and pain relief at the Good Feet store. Visit us in Robinson Town Center, in Cranberry Township, and now open in Morgantown.
Thanks to the Good Feet store.
KDKA and KDKA FM HD2 Pittsburgh, W261AX Pittsburgh.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Aetna Medicare Solutions Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It's cloudy and 81 at 10 o'clock. I'm Paul Rasmussen. The holiday hustle reaches a peak today as millions of Americans are heading to their Independence Day getaways. There will definitely be more cars, trucks, and RVs. Just one example would be the Turnpike. 670,000 expected today alone. The earlier you leave, the better. The worst time they say to be driving is between 2 and 7 p.m. Rain showers are possible on the 4th. AccuWeather's Joe Lundberg was asked on the Big K Morning Show whether or not rain will spoil tomorrow night's displays.
I do believe it'll be mostly cloudy. I do believe there won't be a lot of wind. So if it's not raining and we do have the fireworks, they may not, the stuff that goes up into the sky may not disperse very well.
A man was found dead after a massive search in Cranberry Township that prompted a shelter-in-place order on Tuesday afternoon. News Radio KDKA's Tamira Rush has the story.
Cranberry Highlands Golf Course employees called police to report a nearby car with weapons inside and a man who wasn't coherent. Officers found the vehicle unoccupied with weapons inside, along with notes indicating the man wanted to do harm to himself or others. Later, gunfire was heard, and last night, authorities said officers and the man who was in his 30s exchanged gunfire before he was found dead in a wooded area. State police are investigating how the man died. Officials said the man wasn't from Cranberry and was staying south of the area in a motel where police found another note. They're looking into threats the man may have made to a hospital. Tamira Rush, News Radio KDKA.
New this hour, the FDA has approved a new treatment to slow the progression of early symptom Alzheimer's disease. CBS's Dr. John LaPook explains.
It's an incremental advance. The medication is called donanemab. The brand name is Kisunla. And what it did is, in a big trial, it slowed the decline of cognitive function overall by about 22% over 18 months. And even more if you started off with less severe disease.
Lilly says it will be available in weeks, and it is covered under Medicare Part B with 20% coinsurance. The Apple Store in Shadyside is moving. The current location is in the 5500 block of Walnut Street, and the new location will be where Gap used to be, in the 5400 block of Walnut. The moving date of the Apple Store has not been announced. The furries are here. If you're wondering how popular the animal and other characters are, just ask John Cole, Public Outreach Director for Anthrocon. He told Larry on the Big K Morning Show when the convention dates were announced, the hotel rooms, 11,000 of them were booked in minutes.
We didn't expect that. We had to reach out to additional hotels to start securing extra space. Right now, Anthrocon is going to be hosting attendees in 22 hotels downtown, and we are going to actually have 6 shuttle bus routes ferrying people around from the convention.
The Anthrocon Furry Convention starts tomorrow and continues through Sunday at the Convention Center. At this hour on Wall Street, the Dow is up 18 points at 39,350. The Nasdaq up 15 points, and the S&P is up 6. KDKA Sports, Cardinals over the Pirates 7-4 last night. Mitch Keller surrendered a season-high 6 runs on 9 hits. Game 2 in the series is on 93.7 The Fan tonight. The news is brought to you by PJ Fitzpatrick, your roofer with thousands of 5-star reviews. TrustPJ.com. KDKA Radio News Time, 10:03. Time to call Shenderovich and Fishman. Why pay 40% when you can pay 25%? Call 888-98-TWINS. Cloudy and 81 in Pittsburgh now. KDKA AAA traffic and the AccuWeather forecast next.
Tired of hearing scary ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. We may be able to significantly reduce and even eliminate what you owe to the IRS. Taxpayers should know. Huge savings are now being made available through the Fresh Start program that can drastically reduce the amount you will owe if you qualify. Even if you haven't filed your taxes in years or are facing wage garnishment, liens, levies, or under audit, we can help. We've earned over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today. To see what savings you may qualify for, visit us online at TRA.com or call us at 800-511-0379. 800-511-0379. Again, that's 800-511-0379. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
It's the City of Pittsburgh Independence Day celebration. Enjoy free family activities, musical entertainment, fantastic food, and more at Point State Park. July 4th beginning at 4. Check out the Family Fun Zone, music, Veterans Wellness Corner, plus festivities across the river along the North Shore. The main attraction, fireworks, begin at 9:35 p.m. Tune to 100.1 FM for the Fireworks Bonanza Mix from TJ the DJ, presented by People's Natural Gas and brought to you by Phil DiLucente and Associates in South Hills, Lincoln. Details at KDKARadio.com.
From the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA traffic powered by Bowser. Brandon, what's up, man?
Hey, Marty, I'm looking at the Cordell and Cordell traffic cameras, and although there is an accident on the Parkway East inbound right by the Edgewood Avenue exit, that's not really contributing to a whole lot, but there are a couple of backup points on the Parkway East. The first is the construction zone, which is beginning right about right about the Penn Avenue exit, and it's very, very heavy going through that construction site. The second one is coming around the bend at Edgewood Swissvale. On the Parkway West inbound, that remains consistently heavy from near the top of the far side of Green Tree Hill. With AAA traffic, I'm Brandon Rossine, the voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Sunshine and some clouds the rest of today. It'll become hot and more humid this afternoon with a high not far from 90. Tonight will turn mostly cloudy, warm and sticky with a shower or thunderstorm in the area at low just 73. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Join Mark Patrick Seminars Lose the Weight, Stop Smoking Early Bird Special, $49.99. Seminars Monday, July 8th at the Doubletree by Hilton Hotel Pittsburgh and Green Tree, or Tuesday, July 9th at the Comfort Inn Conference Center in Churchill. Weight loss 5:30 p.m. Stop Smoking Seminar 8.
It's the Big K Big Three.
Brought to you by New Flow Men's Health. The biggest 3 stories of the day on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
3 biggest stories: freedom, freedom, and freedom. If you don't believe it, get drug tested. Come on, man. I'm always motivated by the naysayers. America's done. We've lost our freedoms. Come on, man. Deep breath. For God's sakes, we survived the Civil War. Come on, man. Move on. Get a life. Get some hot dogs. Get some Yinzer dogs. As a matter of fact, they're selling them at Giant Eagle now. I love Yinzer dogs. You know why? Because they're local guys. Because it's Larry and his boys and my man Dick Roberts. God bless him. You know what I'm saying, honey? I want to read this. My wife's here. I call her honey. I'm allowed to. If you don't like it, listen to something else. I posted this beautiful picture of fireworks and celebrating on the 4th. In an angry, bitter, delusional woman, and she's not alone, by the way, unfortunately. So I posted that. America's great. America's beautiful. I love this. She says, not feeling it. Since our country is in jeopardy of losing our freedom, no matter who wins, regarding Trump and Biden. Bah! Lady. Pooh! Lady. Get that one, Patrick? Get the reference? Huh? Only in America can you become a millionaire by doing this. Pooh! Lady. Christine.
Hi.
I'm right, right?
Absolutely.
Come on.
Yeah, I feel sad for people who feel so much doom and gloom.
Yeah.
Because I think we have to look at our day-to-day lives and say, how lucky are we to live, honestly, in the greatest country in the world,
Come on.
in my opinion.
Come on.
I mean, no, it's not perfect, of course, but, you know, we have so much opportunity, and I don't know. I'm not really sure what she's talking about with freedom. I mean, we have the freedom to do a lot of things here.
We find greatness every single damn day. You found greatness yesterday, shooting a TV story. Did you know?
Unbelievable greatness, yes. Women doing amazing things, women who have their own struggles and have turned that into helping others.
Went to a house with my man Patrick. Woman crying because a local company, NASCO, put a roof on her house. Greatness, man. I see it every damn day. And look, if that's how you want to live, knock your friggin' self out. Get a cat or a dog, because no one else wants to hear that crap. Look, we survived the Civil War. Come on, man. The 60s, the 70s. Come on. We survived World War I, dropping 2 atom bombs. World War II. Come on. Spare me the ridiculousness. 9/11. Lady who says the country's in jeopardy. Do you remember post 9/11? Sweetheart,
yeah.
do you remember the vibe?
Oh, for sure.
Right. Come on. I don't have this Pollyannic view of life and living. However, I have lived the dream. And so are my kids and so is my wife, and every single damn day I find people chasing that rabbit. So, ma'am, for you to say not feeling it, since our country is in jeopardy of losing our freedom no matter who wins, you got to do some praying. Seriously, man. Meantime, this Biden thing. Biden cannot be president. Biden will not be president. Samantha, play that CBS piece. I want to start with this. Then we're going to drill down on finally, and I hate to say this, finally, mainstream media, i.e. New York Times, is acknowledging what we've known for 2 years, that the president has problems. Samantha, go ahead. Pull it up. All right. So this New York Times piece that my wife mentioned to me last night pretty much states what we've been talking about for days now, does it not, Christine?
Yeah, well, it basically says that, of course, 81-year-olds, as you older you get, you have more forgetful moments. I'm already having more forgetful moments. But what they're saying is that these lapses seem to be growing more frequent, more pronounced, and more worrisome. And they talked with a lot of people who have worked with Biden. They're mostly not wanting to give their names because they work closely with him behind the scenes and in various contexts. And so it really does kind of paint a better picture of what was going on, because we've seen Biden act very vigorous and very lucid. And then all of a sudden we saw this, which was quite a contrast. So how do you put that in a context? This really says that, there are times, most of the time, he's doing great, but there's a lot more times he's not.
I want you to hear this CBS piece.
At a fundraiser in Virginia last night, President Biden offered a new explanation for his poor debate performance. I decided to travel around the world a couple of times shortly before the debate, he said. I didn't listen to my staff, and then I almost fell asleep on stage. Biden did travel back and forth to France, Italy, and California the first half of June. But he returned to D.C. 11 days before the debate.
Look, if we finally beat Medicare.
And the White House press secretary had a different explanation for Thursday's debacle.
The president had a cold. He had a cold and a bad night.
She insisted Biden is not suffering from something more serious.
He can do the job. He can.
But even as she spoke, a New York Times report was taking Washington by storm, citing White House and foreign officials who said Biden has, quote, increasingly appeared confused or listless, and even sometimes seems to freeze up. On Tuesday, Texas Congressman Lloyd Doggett became the first Democratic lawmaker to call on Biden to step aside.
The president cannot make the kind of effort that we need in these closing days to prevent Trump and his gang from taking over.
And now other Democrats are opening up about their concerns.
Like a lot of people, I was pretty horrified.
We have to be honest with ourselves that it wasn't just a horrible night.
You can see it. The dam is breaking, a Biden donor told CBS News. There are nonstop phone, email, and text conversations going on. As donors toss around names of possible replacements, veteran Congressman Jim Clyburn said the vice president should be the only alternative if Biden steps aside.
This party should not in any way do anything to work around Ms. Harris. We should do everything we can to bolster her, whether it's in second place or at the top of the ticket.
In a brief interview with CBS News, Vice President Harris said this.
Look, Joe Biden is our nominee. We beat Trump once, and we're going to beat him again. Period.
President
All right,
Biden.
that's enough. All right, let's take a break. And my question to you as we go to break: can Biden be president? I'm serious. As we go to break, can Biden be president? 866-391-1020. 866-391-1020. From the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic, powered by Bowser. Brandon, what's up, brother?
Hey, Marty, over on the Parkway West inbound, that traffic continues to be the heaviest out on the major roadways right now. It stretches back to the top of Green Tree Hill on the far side. And on the Parkway East inbound, little bit of slower moving traffic at the straightaway just by the Edgewood Swissvale entry ramp. And elsewhere, just some stoplight traffic. Has some heavy stuff on McKnight Road in the construction zone between Babcock and Siebert. And we also have some really heavy stuff on the inbound side of William Flynn Highway over on Route 8, just by the stoplight intersection with Harts Run Road. With AAA Traffic, I'm Brandon Ross on the Voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
All the news you need for your day and the sports, music, and podcasts you love are all on the free Odyssey app. Download now.
This portion of the show is sponsored by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Visit them at awaken180weightloss.com.
Celebrate July 4th with savings at Lowe's. For a limited time, save on the essentials you need to make your garden pop for summer, like Miracle-Gro 25-quart potting mix. Get 2 bags for just $16 and get up to 40% off. Plus, save an extra $50 on every $500 you spend on select major appliances. Hurry, these deals won't last long because Lowe's knows summer savings. Valid through 7/10. Miracle-Gro excludes Alaska and Hawaii. Appliance savings vary based on purchase amount, excluding supply. See Lowe's.com for more details while supplies last.
With Progressive's Name Your Price tool, you can easily find coverage options that fit your budget. If only it was that easy to name your baby.
How about Jaden?
Nope.
Okay. Michael?
Went to middle school with a glue-eating Michael.
Sebastian?
Dated one in college.
How about Damien?
Vampire name.
All right. Greg?
Not feeling it.
Okay. No worries. No worries. Jeffrey?
Oh, love that one.
Wait, really?
No.
Find coverage options that fit your budget with Progressive's Name Your Price tool. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law. Not available in all states.
Hi, Paul Alexander here. Did you get in on that Awaken 180 challenge to drop 40 by the 4th? If so, congratulations. You've reached your goal this week. Went by fast, didn't it? If you've been sitting on the sidelines and haven't started Awaken 180 yet, what's holding you back? The results are real, and they come quickly. I dropped 35 pounds in 6.5 weeks. Paul Zeiss, Chris Muller, listeners, Donnie Football, and a number of my friends have had the very same result with Awaken 180. 100% success all the way across the board. The deal is simple. You set real measurable goals, then you literally watch the pounds fall right off. I was losing about 5 to 8 pounds a week. So think about it. How much weight do you want to lose? And then do the math. Whatever your goal, bring it to Awaken 180 and smash it just like we did. Reserve your virtual at-home consultation or in person at their brand-new Mars location. Online at Awaken 180 Weight Loss or give them a call, 844-346-1800. That's 844-346-1800.
Hey, guys, Marty. Had 2 great meals with my wife in the last month. Both of them at Oakmont. Both of them at restaurants owned by my good friend J.K., the man. Okay, the Lot. I'm not exaggerating. The best brunch I've ever had at the Lot. I'm serious. The best dinner I've had in a year. Hofstadt's. They're in the same town. They're on the same strip. They're owned by the same man. The Lot and Hofstadt's. JK delivers. Great stuff.
Kevin Hart here. Guys, I'm here to tell you to try my tequila, Gran Cormino. My añejo is finished in cognac barrels. So smooth. My Cristalino, a.k.a. the Mino Lino, is crystal clear with sweet berry finish. Gran Cormino is a tequila made with hustle and heart. You get it? $1 from every bottle you buy supports a small business in your community. Now do me a favor and get out there and buy my Gran Cormino tequila. It's 40% alcohol by volume. Jersey City, New Jersey.
CBS Eye on Veterans, presented by University of Maryland Global Campus. Dan Hickman is known throughout the world for his success using yoga and meditation with troops at Walter Reed Medical Center during some of the worst days of the war in Iraq. And he described how one combat veteran discovered the power of yoga after losing both of his legs.
With an amputation, one person can have several surgeries within 1 year. They can have like up to 5 surgeries on it. So he said to me one day, we were meditating, and afterwards he goes, that was the first time ever since I got hurt that I didn't think about being hurt when we were meditating.
Jon Stewart here. Unbelievably exciting news. My new podcast, The Weekly Show. We're going to be talking about the election, economics, ingredient to bread ratio on sandwiches. Listen to The Weekly Show with Jon Stewart wherever you get your podcasts.
Get Marty, brought to you by the law firm of Rosen and Perry. No slogans or gimmicks, just results.
Where Pittsburgh comes to talk. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Should Biden be president? Should Biden be president? 866-391-1020. I say hell no. I'm just telling you. At the end of the day, no. Should Biden be president? 866-391-1020. Before we get to this call, my wife's here, Christine. You pointed this out to me last night. So, a bunch of insiders that know him, work with him, pretty much say, honey, he's changed dramatically. You want to summarize a lot of what's in this piece in the New York Times?
Yeah, it just came out yesterday, and they've talked to a lot of people who obviously have known this for a long time, but are just coming forward now saying that over the last few months or so they're not going too far back, but they're saying over the last several months that they've seen more and more of these lapses where, and it's become more frequent, where what we saw happen to Biden at the debate has been happening, where he can't put thoughts together and, is very much forgetting things, and that it's beyond your typical, forgetting a few things as you get older. And they say that they're worried.
And a couple things from the piece that actually stand out. First of all, he said he was jet lagged from all this travel. He had an 11-day break between the time he traveled and the debate. And then, Christine, as you pointed out, took 6 days to prepare for the debate at Camp David. Tell our listeners what the piece says he was doing in preparation for that debate, which I wouldn't be doing or you wouldn't be doing at our age. Go ahead.
Yeah, it said that he didn't start practicing for the debate till 11 a.m., so they'd let him have some time in the morning to exercise and sleep in, and then he still took naps in the afternoon. So he should have been rested. It's kind of hard to say that it would be jet lag.
Okay, and this comes from just so everybody knows this comes from one of my insiders who was actually at the D-Day celebrations in France with the president. And he said this. He has his moments, but yes, he was pretty bad at D-Day celebrations, end quote, from someone who's actually there. And in this piece, Christine, the New York Times said, recent moments of disorientation generated concern among advisors. He seemed confused at points during a D-Day anniversary ceremony in France, June 6th. Next day, he misstated the purpose of the new tranche of military aid to Ukraine when meeting with the president. And then June 10th, it mentions he froze up. And we saw this, by the way, during that debate, did we not?
We did. And to be fair, the article does say that these same people are saying, most of the time he's good, but there are a lot more of these instances. So that, I think, is what's becoming more worrisome for people. And as we're seeing now, the first legislator is coming out saying we really need to look at seeing if we should get another candidate on the ballot.
What hacks me off, I've been doing this a long time. I've known for 2 years from my insiders that he was having problems and reported it. I know what goes on in this town. And if I don't report, it's for a reason. Someone's hoping I don't. Right?
I absolutely. I think that's a lot of it. I think a lot of people were protecting him.
Right.
I guess when you keep saying...
Hold on, honey. Including journalists, though. Come on,
for
sweetheart.
Sure.
I know this game.
For sure.
Right. Why, though? I can't figure it out.
Well, a lot of people wouldn't go on the record, first of all. But, I mean, even then, I think it's hard to be the first person to come out with this.
I don't believe that. New York Times? Come on, man. Patrick, what's your take? Why would... Patrick's been at this as long as we have. Because Patrick, these New York Times reporters knew he was shaky for 2 years. Why did they wait?
I think they're afraid of losing access, frankly.
That's what happens.
That's
Christine.
the biggest thing.
That could be.
They shut you down so fast.
Yeah.
It's like a window closing, man.
I think what's interesting about you, Marty, saying, though, he can't be president is, the two choices we have now. I mean, Donald Trump has been said to have other mental health disorders and just the way he has lied about things and said that, he believes them to be true. I mean, that's questionable behavior too. So it's really sad that these are our two choices now, in my opinion.
Others, as Christine said, have described him as being in good shape, alert, coherent, and capable, engaged in complicated and important discussions, and managing volatile crises.
You're talking about Biden there.
Yes.
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 Right. So the piece does really say that most of the time he's like that. but now there have been more frequent incidents where he has had these lapses.
It's frightening to me that this is as good as it gets. We got to grab Hope. And then we got a good story we'll end this segment with. Hang in there, Jim. Go ahead, Hope. Thanks for your patience.
Yes, good morning to you both. I just wanted to mention, because my name is Hope, so
Yes,
I'm going to
ma'am.
give some hope today.
I love it.
Now, when Mitch McConnell had a freeze
Same
on a
thing.
couple occasions.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but nobody wanted him to retire.
Sure they
Nobody
did.
wanted him to sit down.
No, a lot of people
And-
did. A lot of people did, ma'am. Your point is spot on, and I love you for saying it. And she's
But
spot
look
on.
at his comeback. That's where I'm getting to the hope at.
He never came
look
back.
Look at his comeback.
He's never came
Well,
back. They
he
kept
see-
him in a closet. He doesn't say squad anymore. Nah, man. I love you, but Mitch shuffles in and out. And the country reported this, and everybody asked him to step down, and he refused. But you can't cover for the President of the United States. I'm just saying. Before we go to break, I want to get to this really sweet story from Jim. Jim.
Hey, Marty, how you doing today?
Make us smile before we go.
Where do you want me to start?
Come on, man. Just start with your granddaughters. What happened this morning?
Oh, my 5-year-old walks in the room and is looking at my audacity, and she looks at Christine and goes, "Is she a princess, Pat?"
Oh.
So wait, he saw.
Christine's number one in my house.
Wow, my goodness, Jim, thank you. That's so sweet.
So hold on. How did your granddaughter see her? Her picture showed up?
Well, I have the, where you could see you guys live.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, wow.
So I just have it on, so, you know what I mean? So I was just watching it, and she walked in and was always looking over my shoulder. And then, then her 9-year-old sister walked in and goes, "I think she is."
Oh, my gosh. All right, now I feel like a princess. Thank you. That's
She's
so sweet.
She's the queen in our house, brother.
I got the only granddaughters in the world that watch the news just because they want to look at Christine.
Hey,
Well, they're future princesses.
My man. Thanks, brother. Made our day.
Thank you.
Now that's what I'm talking about, sister.
And paid for by AG Marketing Group. Attention timeshare owners. If you need to get rid of your timeshare for any reason, please listen to the following message. Getting out of a timeshare commitment is not easy, and it takes time. But we specialize in helping consumers legally get rid of their expensive timeshares forever. Can't get the vacation dates that work for you? Maybe you felt taken advantage of or forced into the timeshare? Maybe you just can't continue to shoulder those monthly payments any longer. If you need to eliminate your timeshare commitment, then you need to take down this number, 800-866-7061. We will safely and legally get rid of your timeshare payments forever, all with a 100% satisfaction guarantee. Don't continue to let your timeshare be a financial burden to you and your loved ones. Call us now at 800-866-7061. The call is free, the consultation is free. Call 800-866-7061. That's 800-866-7061. Again, 800-866-7061.
From the Aetna Medicare Solutions Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Cloudy and 81 at 10:30. I'm Paul Rasmussen. Pennsylvanians can fish for free without a license on the 4th of July. News Radio KDKA's Tamira Rush has more.
The Pennsylvania Fish and Boat Commission announced that July 4th will be a Fish for Free Day. Mike Parker, Communications Director, tells KDKA Radio, "We just want to eliminate one of the barriers."
On a day that we know a lot of people are going to be using the water anyway, and say, hey, this is a great day. If you haven't experienced fishing, get out there, do it, and save yourself a couple dollars in the process.
The agency is also reminding anglers who are headed out on boats to be safe.
So if something happens out there and you fall overboard, you can still be a strong swimmer, but a life jacket's going to keep your head afloat if you run into something else.
From July 4th through the 6th, the Commission will participate in Operation Dry Water, a nationally coordinated effort between law enforcement agencies to conduct enhanced BUI enforcement, boating under the influence. Tamira Rush, News Radio, KDKA.
Well, the furries will soon begin to gather in Pittsburgh. Their Anthrocon convention gets underway tomorrow and continues through Sunday. at the David L. Lawrence Convention Center. On the Big K Morning Show, spokesperson John Cole said they're expecting well over 15,000 attendees this weekend, and not all will be in costume.
Well, only about 20 to 25% of our attendees have costumes. They are very expensive. They can range anywhere from $2,000 to $3,000 all the way up to $8,000 to $25,000 per costume.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so not everybody has one.
But for those that don't, John says a lot of the attendees are also artists, writers, musicians, and stand-up comics. For details on the convention, go to anthrocon.org. On Wall Street, the Dow is up 1 point at 39,333. The NASDAQ is ahead 11 points, and the S&P up about 4. KDKA Radio News Time, 10:31. Our next update at 11 on the Voice of Pittsburgh. News Radio KDKA.
Hey folks, it's Marty. The huge 4th of July sale going on now at Levin Furniture and Mattress Stores. Love this. The deals are incredible for my friend Robert Levin. Start by saving 25% store-wide. Save even more on doorbusters. Sofas as low as $399. Wow. Lazy Boy recliners, $395. Plus, 5 years special financing with no money down. Minimum purchase of $24.99. 25% off store-wide. 5 years special financing. Love it. Robert Levin Furniture, the best.
Using credit cards could soon become a hassle in Pennsylvania. Some in the legislature are considering a multi-million-dollar giveaway to corporate megastores and may force you to pay for parts of your purchase in cash, while small businesses will have to manage an accounting nightmare. This mandate could also expose information about the private purchases you make. Prevent credit card chaos at guardyourcard.com/Pennsylvania. Paid for by the Electronic Payments Coalition.
Do you know what the scariest sound to hear on a factory floor is? Silence. That means something somewhere broke. Production has stopped, and now you're paying your workers to wait while the team troubleshoots and tries to fix the problem. Finally, there's a proactive way to reduce equipment downtime, thanks to MaintainX. MaintainX is the asset management system that brings your maintenance downtime to zero. MaintainX lets you build preventative maintenance schedules, manage work orders in real time, and access the data you need to make better decisions. Downtime equals death in the production world, so make unplanned downtime a thing of the past. Try MaintainX for free. Control the daily operations of your business and transform your maintenance program by going to maintainx.com. That's maintain in the letter X.com.
You know Oakmont Bakery is my joint, right? So, summer months, celebrations, right? You got graduation cakes, cookie trays, sandwich platters, cheeseburger, donuts, delicious, cheeseburger-shaped cakes, flag-shaped cupcakes, the American tort, all the same. All I'm telling you folks is this is my joint. Everything there is handmade, homemade, fresh, and absolutely amazing at Oakmont Bakery. It's delicious. Check it out.
With Progressive's Home Quote Explorer, you can check if you're paying too much for home insurance, because giving you options is the right thing to do.
Oh, you mean like when I let someone with less groceries go ahead in line? Sure, there's a part of me that thinks, if you only need 3 things, maybe go to a convenience store next time. And now they're sifting through coupons and my frozen foods are about to be not frozen.
But still, it's the right thing to do. So compare rates with Progressive's Home Quote Explorer. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers. Not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
Welcome to Staples, young man. Tomorrow's my big day. Big day? First grade. Aw. Well, you know, Staples has crayons, markers, glue. I need a laptop. Oh, yeah, sure. With Staples Hot Deals, you can save up to $300 on select PCs for school. Wait. The finances are Mom's department. Right. I'm looking for performance, like a Core i7 processor. Boy, first grade has really changed. Tell me about it.
Save big on tech for school with super low Staples Hot Deals. Right now, get up to $300 off select PCs at Staples. Ends 8/24.
From the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA traffic powered by Bowser. My man Brandon, what's up, brother?
Hey, Marty, on the Parkway East inbound, you got some delays pushing back to around the bend at Edgewood Swissvale. That's the exit ramp. And meanwhile, on the Parkway West inbound, that expands back to the top of Green Tree Hill on the far side, right as you get by the Green Tree exit. Also have some very heavy stoplight traffic on William Flynn Highway, right on the southbound side, right by Harts Run Road, as they're There's also some construction in both directions. And we also have a crash on P.J. McCardle Roadway. That is right out of the Liberty Tunnel. No delays there quite yet, but something to look for if you're heading into the city from the Liberty Tunnel. With AAA Traffic, I'm Brandon Ross on the Voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
This afternoon will become hot and increasingly humid with a mix of sun and clouds and a high not far from 90. Tonight will turn mostly cloudy, warm, and muggy with a shower or thunderstorm and a low just 73. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. We recently received a call from an injured person. The insurance company had offered them $11,000. We took the case over and got more than $2 million in court. Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
The KDKA radio text line is driven by Kenny Ross Auto Group. Find your best deal and Pittsburgh's best warranty at kennyross.com.
Pittsburgh's 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Marty Griffin live with my beautiful wife, Christine. One of the sweetest phone calls. And I took it early in the show. We're talking about Biden, Trump, but I think it kind of underlines what really matters to people. These two little girls walk into a room, they see your picture, and they say, Christine's a princess. I just think that matters to people, right?
Well, it matters to me.
Oh, yeah.
It's really sweet.
5-year-old girls.
Aww.
What also matters is we laying in bed last night reading this piece in the New York Times. And, you know, they use this cliche, truth to power. And for the first time, Christine, and then I heard the network piece that this is causing a tidal wave of controversy in Washington, this New York Times piece. Sweetheart, is a fact. One of my boys, one of my closest friends, Ron Layton, has been discussing this very issue reported on the front page of the New York Times this morning for 2 years. And I have Ron with us. Ron, good morning, sir. How are you?
Marty and Princess. Good morning. Thanks for having me back on KDK.
So Ron served 4 presidents, honestly one of the smartest men in the world in the Secret Service, has 2 PhDs, he's in the Sports Hall of Fame, all this crazy stuff. But Ron, I gotta ask you a serious question. You have known this for at least 2 years, that Biden was having difficulty. And we've been reporting it on this show for what I would describe at least 6 months. Help me with the math, brother. Why now is this some epiphany that it's on the front page of the New York Times, sir? Why?
Well, it's likely an epiphany because of what we've seen on television. And I think the point of inflection was likely what people saw at the debate.
That's right.
You know, most people don't pay attention. I mean, if you live in this city, you kind of get, you get pushed into this conversation almost like a riptide. But the point is that most people are worried about the things that, quite frankly, the things that affect your life every day, especially for Pittsburghers, the giant eagle economy, as I call it. You're worried about who's on your school board. What's the mayor doing? How's downtown Pittsburgh? Trash removal, snow removal, random violence. That's the life of most people. But all of a sudden, a lot of those people took a look at that debate, and it was hard to watch, but it wasn't a surprise to me. But the other thing that I mentioned to you, Marty, Robert Hur was really, I mean, he was abused for his commentary in the special counsel report.
He was.
It's a mirror of that.
He nailed it. You're right, Ron. You're right.
He said.
You're right. So, Ron, help me with something. Because you've been around guys like me for a long time, and you served 4 presidents, and you saw the media morons forever. Why? Because they're not stupid. There is no damn way the New York Times reporters didn't know the information in that story a year ago. Why do they sit on it, sir? What are they trying to accomplish with that?
So fundamentally, I think there's a club that you want to remain in.
Yep.
No American president can afford to show weakness. One of the other things that I talked to you about, and now it's interesting that they're including foreign officials. I talked to you about things like foreign intelligence services. Marty, that is such a big deal. Russia, North Korea, Iran, China. They do what we do. They make assessments of leaders of world powers. And that was really, that was like gold for them. Now, that's not talked about a whole lot, but the point is, why did these folks who are journalists and all these other people, why did they kind of not say anything? Because for one thing, it's self-preservation. You will not light yourself on fire. Because if you get boxed out, you know from your business, you live on sources.
Yep.
And so that's why.
But Fox didn't go after him. I don't get it. I'm kind of confused by this. They had to know.
Well, no, listen. So
I mean, I don't know. I'm not asking you to have the answer. I'm just kind of dumbfounded by it.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of it has to do with just general vulnerability. No American president wants to look that way. And then you've got an inner circle, quite frankly, that is incredibly powerful. Sure. And they are going to have influences in this town. And basically, they're going to say, you shut your mouth.
Do you think, Ron, that anyone within Biden's inner circle, his wife, his sister, or those close to him, can or will, I guess, talk to him and say, look, you need to bow out?
So here's the thing to remember. Everyone that you just mentioned, Christine, has waited. And I'm not saying this is an excuse, and it's only just one person's opinion. All of these people that you just mentioned, they've waited 40 years for this job.
Nice.
And if you think that they're just going to step off, likely not. And here's the other thing, too. Think about, it's one thing to watch a president on television. It's another thing to be standing on Fifth Avenue and see the motorcade go by. It is another thing to be in that motorcade.
Nice.
It is an unusual experience, and the American presidency is the absolute envy of the world. We're 4% of the world's population, 50% of the world's wealth. We've got 150 military bases where we have a presence. We've got an unusual economic engine here. I mean, I was really saddened at the opening of your show where a lady called in and said freedom is on the line.
Right on.
That is someone who really needs to go past Cleveland and find out where there are some very difficult places in this world.
Right on.
Have we always done the right thing and has progress as fast as we wanted to? Of course not. But this is the platinum gold standard of living in this country. And so for all of those reasons, to get back to your question, Christine, this is a hard stage to step off.
Beautiful. Ron Layton, you're my brother. Happy 4th, man.
Happy 4th. You guys be well.
Thanks, Ron.
Man, you guys brilliant.
Well, like you said, it really does come down to power, and it's very hard to let go of that for both him and for Trump.
We saw our parents change. You've seen your father change. You've seen your mother change. You have.
Physically, mentally, all kind of different ways. Yeah, sure.
And they're very unwilling to change themselves in their habits and their lifestyle.
Most people, the older you get, you kind of get set in your ways.
Right
yeah.
on. And very difficult to accept what's happening to them.
That's
or even
hard
acknowledge
too.
it.
Yes, that is true.
So put that into the White House.
Yeah.
Just saying. From the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic powered by Bowser. Brandon, what's up?
Hey, Marty. Once again on the Parkway West inbound, it's pretty spotty beginning on the far side near the top of Green Tree Hill, right by the Green Tree exit. While on the Parkway East inbound, still have some lengthy delays pushing back to around the bend at Edgewood, Swissvale. Other than that, the construction site over on William Flynn Highway, that's causing lots of issues in both directions, with the inbound side being backed up to right around the dentist, and on the northbound side, that's backed up all the way to Duncan Avenue. With AAA Traffic, I'm Brandon Rossine, the voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Did you know that now you can listen to all your favorite stations, including this one, shows, and even podcasts, all on the Odyssey app? Download it now.
I'm with Joe Potocnik from JP Roofing and Siding and Owens Corning Platinum Preferred Contractor. Joe, with wind damage and storm damage, you help a lot of people with their roof and siding issues.
Yes, Larry. We work from A to Z with the homeowner and the insurance company, and all you have to do is call for a free estimate.
412-829-7711. 412-829-7711. Thanks, Joe.
Thank you, Larry.
Trust JP Roofing and Siding. Call now.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-403-5569 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-403-5569. That's 800-403-5569. What do you have to lose? Call 800-403-5569. Again, 800-403-5569.
We all know baseball is a long season. I'm Brett Boone from the Brett Boone Podcast. This summer, take a trip down memory lane with me and hear from the legends of the game. So far this year, I've had conversations with Randy Johnson, Pete Rose, Deion Sanders. Plus, every week we look at the state of Major League Baseball, which teams are exceeding expectations, which ones are struggling to meet them. Follow and listen to the Brett Boone Podcast on the free Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA. Covered by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 platinum preferred roofing company.
Tune in to 1020 KDKA Radio for Medical Frontiers with Dr. Gerald Pfeiffer from the Allegheny Health Network every Monday from 7 to 8 p.m. Dr. Pfeiffer and his special guests will cover the information that you want to know about your health and the latest trends in medicine.
While you sleep, there are people you've never met who are working hard to make your morning. People who get up at ungodly hours to make sure you get the information you want while you sleep. People who dedicate their lives to make yours better while you sleep. These people come together during the Big K Morning Show with Larry Richard, 5:30 to 10 in the morning, to make sure you have the best news, traffic, and weather to start your day. Wake up to your friends. Weekday mornings on the Voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Jumpin' July savings at Coons Market. Isn't that right, Frank Dentisi?
Right, Rob. Save with your Coons Reward Card. Boneless pork loin chops or roast. Buy one package, get one of equal or lesser value free. Whole seedless watermelons, $3.98 each. Selected varieties of Luigi's Italian Ice, 6-count package, $1.99 each. And all-natural pork baby back ribs, $2.68 per pound. Additional savings in our meat department. 80% lean fresh ground beef, $3.99 a pound. Original or bun-size Eckrich Franks, 12-ounce package, $1.88 each. In our produce, fresh southern sweet corn, $3.99 a dozen. And jumbo cantaloupes, 2 for $6. In our deli, plain or garlic Eckrich bologna, $3.99 a pound. In our bakery, classic 8-inch apple pies, $6 each. In our seafood department, Aquastar Wild Pacific Salmon, 1.25-pound package, $6.99 each. And this week, selected varieties of Popsicle Pops or Push-Ups, 12 to 18-count package, $4.99 each.
From Coons Market, a Pittsburgh tradition.
Look, there have been so many tornadoes. We've seen more tornadoes than in decades. Here's the deal. With branches down, trees down, when you need emergency service, when you need somebody that's going to take care of business with your trees, with your branches, with the damage, you got to call Greater Pitt Tree Service, the best in the game. They're there with the professionals, with the equipment, with the training. Amazing service. Greater Pitt Tree Service, 412-884-TREE, 412-884-TREE.
Visit the Strand Theater in Zillionople for a weekend of live and cinematic excellence. Don't miss the magic of Michael Misko live on stage. Michael is a comedian, magician, cracker of wise. Saturday only at 7:30 p.m. And relive the thrills of Maverick Top Gun on Friday and Sunday. For details, call 724-742-0400 or visit thestrandtheater.org.
Why'd the kid jump off the boat?
I don't know. Why?
Peer pressure.
Oh. Good one, Ned.
Ned isn't funny, but Ned owns a boat, and you don't. So every time Ned tells another one of his unfunny boat puns, you're going to laugh loud and keep on laughing until you get a boat of your own.
A pier where you put a boat.
Yeah, I get it.
And when you do get a boat of your own, make sure you save money by bundling it with your home, auto, or other vehicles with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states.
Summer's on, and so are the deals at Target's 4th of July sale.
Let's go.
Celebrate with 30% off 12 packs of soda when you buy 3 with Target Circle. Or get Doritos chips on sale, 2 for $6.
I love it.
Then make it a party with sprinkles. Select favorite day treats dressed in red, white, and blue are 20% off with Target Circle. And save even more. We've lowered prices on many summer faves like Up and Up Sunscreen, Tillamook Ice Cream, Honest Kids Juice Boxes, and more. Target's 4th of July sale ends Saturday. Restrictions apply.
I love it.
Here's your Jill on Money question of the day.
Paula from New England asks, I'm 65 years old with a $750,000 universal life insurance policy. My husband is 68 and has a $500,000 universal life insurance policy. My husband's life insurance is to cover me due to his pension option. Our monthly expenses are covered by my husband's pension, so should we keep these policies? Well, Paula, I would have to take a closer look at these actual policies, but I'm thinking you may want to consider ditching your policy, but keeping his because of the pension factor.
Have a question? Go to JillOnMoney.com.
Sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Looking for a career you'll love with flexibility, great pay, and benefits, and one of the country's top workplaces? Come join our growing team. Go to progressive.com/careers and apply online today.
Everything you need, every time you listen. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Hey, my wife brought up, Christine's here, that you just read there's a meeting with the president and governors.
Yes, the governors are meeting at the White House, some joining virtually because of the reaction to the debate and the crisis that they're facing. And now the New York Times is now reporting that a Biden ally is coming out saying that Biden has privately said that he is weighing whether he might need to bow out.
Okay, so my people with Shapiro's office say Governor Shapiro will stay in Pennsylvania and continue working with Democrat and Republican leaders in the legislature to close the budget deal. Very important. But he will attend this meeting with Biden virtually. So,
yeah.
Confirming what you said.
And just to be clear, too, I want to make sure I am saying this correctly, because the New York Times is saying that this ally is saying that Biden is seriously considering whether he can recover after that devastating performance on the debate stage. That's kind of how they're phrasing it.
Okay. Let's hit the phones. Dave, I appreciate your patience. Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, I have a couple comments. First one is, I think Joe Biden is on a power trip being First Lady.
Probably.
That's my first comment.
Probably. I've heard this.
Next comment is, Joe Biden and his staff should be charged with elder abuse for putting him up like this.
Talking points from Fox. Talking points from Fox. You lose me at hello. Come on, man. Make up your own mind and say something original.
But the power grab is partly what Ron Layton was saying, that It's hard to leave that stage when you're in that position and you have that power.
Right. It's fascinating, actually. Oops. Mike, go ahead. Thanks for hanging.
Hey, buddy. Hey, I'm just wondering where RFK Jr. is.
Come on, man.
What's going on with him?
Have you paid attention to him?
Yeah, he's great.
Come on, man.
I don't believe what the media is putting on there. They're making him out like he's crazy.
Have you paid attention to him?
He should be at the next debate, riding in on a horse with his shirt off. Listen, I'm a union electrician. I could never vote Democrat again.
I love you, man.
I don't know their policies. Their policies are going to bankrupt America.
That's the best call of the day. The best call of the day.
Well, and there are people now, I think, saying, what other choice do I have? And are probably looking at Kennedy because
I know, honey, but he's a
I'm not
weirdo.
saying that's a good alternative, but I can understand that people are saying, what? These are my choices?
His own family thinks he needs Jesus.
Yes.
And some meds. If you're asking me, and you're not, but I'm going to tell you anyway, I think that Biden will step away. And if you pay attention to the big shots in Washington, and I have a few friends that are there, they believe the only choice they have is to run Kamala and see what happens.
It's going to be hard to pass her over because
Right.
there'll be a lot of backlash to that.
On that note, people can't stand her. In fact, my boy Patrick, who's sitting here, had the quote of the day regarding, and this is a fact, America's taste for Kamala Harris. What would you say?
Unfortunately, I think people, she is as popular as Biden's dog, who's bitten, 14 people now?
She really is not well received, sweetheart.
Well, and I feel badly because when she was doing all those vice presidential debates, she was a rock star. I mean,
Yep.
she was really good. And even in the presidential debates, she was amazing. That's where I really got to see her shine. And I feel like she's been set up to fail. And I feel bad for her because, I mean, in the other context of these debates, she did great. But now, since she's been in office, they keep giving her these projects that make her look bad.
Wah. I don't feel bad for anyone in politics. You step in the ring, you step in the ring. Get ready to rumble. Fight the fight.
The
Go.
Democrats did not set her up to win.
Life's unfair. Play hard. All right, folks. Thanks, sweetheart.
Thank you.
Don't delay in getting that plumbing repair done. Call Palucci Plumbing today for all of your plumbing needs. From trenchless sewer repair and waterline repairs and replacement, hot water tanks, sewer camera inspections, to Pittsburgh potty repairs, no job is too small for Palucci Plumbing. Owners Amy and Nick Palucci have been in business for over 20 years, so give them a call for your next plumbing repair or replacement. Palucci Plumbing, 412-782-5050. That's 412-782-5050.
The Village at St. Barnabas, the perfect place for mom.
Today we're constantly taking photos and videos to remember our favorite moments. But what about those captured before the smartphone? What about the memories tucked away on aging VHS tapes, film reels, or in fading photos?
These cherished memories are fading away with time, vulnerable to threats like heat, moisture, and mold. But fear not, there's a solution to safeguard your legacy. Hi, I'm Adam.
And I'm Nick. Together we founded Legacy Box over a decade ago with one mission, to bring your memories into the 21st century.
It's time to bid farewell to old tapes you can't watch and faded photos. Legacy Box transforms them into digital treasures, ready to share with a click.
Just like magic, your shoebox of memories is now safely stored in the cloud or on a thumb drive.
Over 1 million families have trusted Legacy Box, so you can rest assured your priceless moments are in good hands.
Don't let your childhood fade away on old tapes. It's time to digitize those priceless moments.
Fast forward into the digital age. Visit legacybox.com/value and unlock 50% off your order. That's legacybox.com/value.
Using credit cards could soon become a hassle in Pennsylvania. Some in the legislature are considering a multi-million-dollar giveaway to corporate megastores and may force you to pay for parts of your purchase in cash, while small businesses will have to manage an accounting nightmare. This mandate could also expose information about the private purchases you make. Prevent credit card chaos at guardyourcard.com/Pennsylvania. Paid for by the Electronic Payments Coalition.
KDKA and KDKA FM HD2 Pittsburgh, W261AX Pittsburgh.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Aetna Medicare Solutions Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
83 and cloudy at 11 o'clock. I'm Paul Rasmussen. The holiday hustle is reaching a peak today with millions of Americans heading to their Independence Day getaways. There will definitely be more cars, trucks, and RVs. 670,000, in fact, expected today on the Turnpike alone. The earlier you leave, the better. The worst time to be driving right now is between 2 and 7 p.m. Many are wondering about the timing of any rain during tomorrow night's many fireworks displays. Here's AccuWeather's Joe Lundberg.
I think that during the afternoon hours, things are more likely, but as we get into the evening hours, things may be sliding off towards south. So cross your fingers that we'll be able to get them off without too much fanfare, but that's subject to change.
Joe says even if there's no rain clouds and a lack of wind may impact how the fireworks will spread. The director of a daycare facility in McCandless is accused of abusing several youngsters. 38-year-old Melissa Papulo of McKees Rocks is facing 5 counts of endangering the welfare of children at Glowworms Academy. McCandless police say the alleged abuse was reported by an employee earlier this year, and several incidents were caught on video. KDKA TV's Megan Shin.
This complaint details how investigators saw video showing Papulo carried a child in a bumbo chair upside down by her leg. Then on a separate occasion, the complaint says the director yanks a child by the arm, shoves food in his mouth, and then in another room sets the food on the ground, not in the high chair. She's also accused of force-feeding a 3rd child, slapping a 4th child, and dragging and kicking a 5th child away.
Papulo has denied the allegations and was scheduled to be arraigned this morning at 9. Hurricane warnings are in effect for Jamaica and the Cayman Islands, with Category 4 Hurricane Beryl expected to arrive today. Tornado watches have been issued for parts of Haiti and the Dominican Republic as well. CBS's David Parkinson has the latest track.
It'll move just south of Grand Cayman, and that will happen on Thursday, and then right into the Yucatan Peninsula. The storm makes another landfall on Friday, likely as a Category 2, and then head into the Bay of Campeche, where it will then potentially either make another landfall in Mexico or possibly in Texas.
Parkinson says that's likely to happen on Monday. On Wall Street, the Dow is down 78 points at 39,251. The Nasdaq is up 64 now, and the S&P is up about 10. KDKA Sports, St. Louis beat the Pirates 7-4 last night. Jack Sawinski hit a 3-run homer. Andrew McCutcheon hit his 12th dinger of the season. And Jared Jones is tonight's starter. Coverage starts at 5:45 on 93.7 The Fan. The news is brought to you by PJ Fitzpatrick, making life better, one roof at a time. Trust PJ.com. KDKA Radio News Time, 11:03. It's cloudy and 83 in Pittsburgh. KDKA AAA traffic and the AccuWeather forecast next.
Paul Alexander here. Now, did you know that summer is the actual prime time for losing weight? That's right. Thanks to something called diet-induced thermogenesis. Try saying that after 3 cups of coffee. Essentially, when we eat, our body temperature goes up, leading us to crave lighter meals when it's hot outside. And don't forget, those long summer days, more sunlight means better sleep, and that boosts our metabolism. So with all these natural advantages, our body's practically begging you to get started. And with Awaken 180, you can turn summer's natural slimming season into a major transformation. Imagine turning a couple of months into 50 pounds gone. And the best part, it's not just a summer fling. Starting with Awaken 180 means kicking off a long-term relationship and romance with a healthier, slimmer you. Awaken 180 is easy, it's fast, and it's not a lifetime of injections. We're talking free support for life. Hop online at awaken180weightloss.com or call 844-346-1800.
It's the City of Pittsburgh Independence Day celebration. Enjoy free family activities, musical entertainment, fantastic food, and much more at Point State Park July 4th, beginning at 4 p.m. Hop across the river to the North Shore for more fun, including music on the PNC Great Lawn, food vendors, and the Remax Hot Air Balloon. The day's main attraction, fireworks, begins at 9:35 and is heard exclusively on 100.1 FM KDKA Radio. For details, visit kdkaradio.com.
Topperson knows summer means more pain. You're out and about with the kids and grandkids, traveling, even trying pickleball. And that means you need proven relief. Topperson Pain Relief Cream can lessen or eliminate aches and pains, so you can have your best summer ever. Topperson is safe, odor-free, moisturizing, and guaranteed to work. Topperson is available at fine stores like Whole Foods and East End Food Co-op, and online at Amazon and Topperson.com. Got pain? Get Topperson. Topperson. Rub it in. Use only as directed.
From the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic, powered by Bowser. Brandon, what's up?
Hey, Marty, I'm checking out the Cordell and Cordell traffic cameras currently. Parkway East has volume in both directions. On the inbound side, that's backed up to right around Edgewood, Swissvale, while on the outbound side, it starts to pick up once you get past Swinburne Street. On the Parkway West inbound, We have delays pushing back to the top of Green Tree Hill. And we also have an accident to report in Turtle Creek. That's at the intersection of Brown Avenue and the Triborough Expressway. With AAA traffic, I'm Brandon Rossi on the Voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Things heating up as we head into the afternoon hours. A mix of sun and clouds, hot and more humid with time. The high near 90. And mostly cloudy, warm, and sticky tonight. A shower or thunderstorm. The low just 73. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
I'm attorney Ed Shenderovich. Have you been injured at work? You may have more than one claim. To find out if you do, call us at 888-98-TWINS for a free consultation. At Shenderovich, and Fishman, we've got your back, not your wallet.
Pittsburgh's 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Woke is hitting common sense. Getting ugly. You got to hear this. So I started getting information yesterday from various people within county government. One high-ranking county official says, my head is about to explode about A, paying inmates $125 a month. You heard it right. My head is about to explode about paying inmates $125 a month. And check this out. I guess they only get paid on the first of the month. So inmates are literally asking to be held over to the first of the month so they can get paid to be in jail. Number two, I have seen invoices that have the cost of these different colored jail uniforms. They're not there yet. They're running as high as $1.5 million. Remember, we had this battle with Bethany Hallam, I have, where for to change the color uniforms was supposed to be $500,000. They've already spent $200,000, and now it could go as high as $1.5 million. When woke hits the fan, and that's right now, because now insiders say, what the blank are we doing here? And by the way, in next year's budget, this only goes through the end of the year. In next year's budget, they're going to spend even more, paying even more inmates. I think it goes up to $150 a day. I apologize. That's $150 a month to be in jail. And think about this. You're sitting in jail, and you want to stay there to get $150. The only man smart enough to take this on, Sam DeMarco. Good morning, Sam. How are you?
Good morning, Marty. How are you today?
Okay, this is a new low. Paying these people, right?
Well, this is something that I've been objecting to since the very beginning when we found out about it, okay? But it's something that wasn't approved by county council, but that $125 a month they get was approved by members of the Jail Oversight Board.
The Jail Oversight Board?
Yes. And I've been told that there are some folks that are in the jail, and they end up leaving, and they walk away. We have to cut them a check for like $1,000.
What?
Okay, it's ridiculous. And on top of that, you saw last year, I voted against the final county budget, which I had not done in the previous 7 years I've been on county council. But I did so because there were two amendments that had been put into the bill where Bethany Hallam had inserted a amendment to take and pay voluntary workers at the jail. I mean, these are folks that are in the jail that volunteer to work on some of these jobs. They can get out of the cell. Right. They get increased privileges. They get access to toiletries or other things from the commissary. But she wanted to pay them $10 a day. Okay. Then on the uniforms, I do want to correct you there. I was told by folks who've seen the invoices that the cost for the uniforms was just $184,000 a check.
What is this memo that says it could get up to $1.5 million?
I don't know. I'm looking into it, Marty.
Okay.
You know, you made me aware of it. Thank you so much. Sorry for my dog. You made me aware of it. I'm looking into it, and I'll get answers for you and your audience. But I can tell you that the invoices for the uniforms for the inmates themselves, the change in color was basically $184,000 in change.
So a couple things. Here's the argument from the other side regarding paying them $125 a month. Here's what they say. That money comes from the commissary. In other words, they buy crap while they're in jail. And it comes from use of laptops and other things. And so it's their money anyway. So to hell with it, we're going to give them that money. Others say, to hell with that. This jail is insanely expensive, and that money should go toward the jail budget. What do you say, Sam?
Well, it's funny that you bring that up. You did an interview with Bethany when the uniforms were newly delivered outside the jail.
Yep.
And she talked about coming from the profit at the jail.
Right.
There is no profit at the jail. The jail costs us in excess of $103 million a year to operate. You would only make a profit once we exceeded $103 million. So these monies don't begin, to make a difference. And look, if you don't like, if someone doesn't like the fact that a uniform is a particular color, or someone doesn't like that, I would only get $125 a month, they shouldn't get that. But if someone doesn't like that, I have an answer for them. Don't go to jail. Don't commit a crime. I mean, these are all choices that these people have made that have allowed them to end up there. I don't think that we, the taxpayers, should be paying any more to take and support them.
Sam, is it true, brother, that they actually stay around till after the first of the month so they get paid, this check?
I know that they get paid if they're in there after the first of the month, but I don't know, Marty, that anybody wants to stay in there longer, for that. But, again, I can't speak to the psyche of an inmate or anyone that's in the jail.
So, Sam, do you think that we should be paying any inmates $125 a month?
I do not.
No.
And I believe that if you bring this to the attention of the folks in Allegheny County, they'll be outraged. Marty, most of these things that happen like this, they slip by because people just aren't informed and aren't aware. A couple of years ago, I think it was 2021, there was a referendum on the ballot that had been put on place. They talked about the abuse and use of solitary confinement in the jails. So people thought, okay, this is something, we want to be compassionate. We don't want anything to be abused. Right. So they voted against it. But what they didn't realize, it also banned the use of any type of chemical agents like pepper spray, or it banned the use of restraint chairs, things of this nature. Those are recognized as best practices, in correctional institutions. And what it's done is it's forced more physical interactions between corrections officers and inmates,
right,
and actually endanger the safety of both. But folks didn't know about that. That was buried in the tiny language. They thought they were just voting against solitary confinement. You're bringing attention to issues like this and letting people know how their money is being spent is extremely important, particularly in the wake of the county executive's quarterly address yesterday, where she said, hey, finances for the county for the future are murky, with County Controller O'Connor's report showing that the county spent more money than it took in last year. And with all the federal dollars going away, these things are important.
So, Sam, I'm told they're going to increase this to $150 a month next year for inmates. Will you vote for that?
No, it won't come to me for a vote. And this is the people that are just on the jail oversight board. So, Bethany is one of them.
Yes.
And these are motions that she's putting up. If it were up to me, I would vote against it. I voted against, the cost of the uniforms. I voted against, the $1 million they put in the budget to pay the voluntary workers. So, no, I would not be supportive of this. And if there was anything I could do to stop it, I would act to do so.
Sam, how much are we spending? It's got to be hundreds of thousands of dollars if we're doing that.
Well, as I said, we spend over $103 million a year for the jail. To operate the jail.
But for the $125 a month, what's that costing us?
I don't know the exact amount that's coming out of the incarcerated incarcerated inmates welfare fund. But I will look into that. I'm on the jail oversight board.
Right.
And Marty, one of the things I do apologize, Allegheny County is a huge county, and I spend the majority of my time trying to focus on the 99+% of people who are doing things right, raising their families, going to work, paying their taxes, etc. Just like, assisting you and other folks bringing attention to the workers that were displaced at UPMC, when the mayor issued that work stoppage.
Right.
So that's where my focus is. But I will get you the information and bring it to the attention of yourself and your audience.
Sam, you're a warrior. Thanks, brother.
You got it, Marty. Hey, thanks for having me. Have a great day.
$125 a month to be in jail. $125 a month to be in jail. Next, Anthony Mariani, one of the best judges ever. From the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic, brought to you by Bowser. What's up, Brandon?
Hey, Marty. Once again on the Parkway East, have some issues in both directions. Looking at the outbound side, it's pushing back to just after the bend at Bates, while on the inbound side, Parkway East traffic begins right around the bend at Edgewood Swissvale. On the Parkway West inbound, that's starting to die down again, but it's fluctuating to right around just before the Parkway Center Drive on-ramp. With AAA Traffic, I'm Brandon Ross on the Voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
All the news you need for your day and the sports, music, and podcasts you love are all on the free Odyssey app. Download now.
This portion of the show is sponsored by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Visit them at awaken180weightloss.com.
What was that? That is business phone bliss with the Ooma Cloud phone system. It handles all our voice, video, and messaging needs.
You sound very
calm. I am. Ooma has everything I need to run my business more efficiently, like virtual receptionist, call routing, and video conferencing. And it starts at just $19.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees.
Ooma.
Nice. Find your business comm at ooma.com/radio.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. 120,000 miles of night drives, daily commutes, and who knows how many.
Are we there yet?
Through countless fixes, elbow grease, and a new radiator, you kept your ride alive. With eBay Motors, you have over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
John Perry is one of my close friends. He's also one of the best attorneys in the country. Medical malpractice, catastrophic injury, Rosen and Perry. Look at the results, man. Look at the accolades. I've had family members go there. I've had friends go there because of their success. Serious about this. They are the professionals. Rosen and Perry. 412-281-4200. Rosen and Perry. Call them. Ask for John. 412-281-4200.
This traffic report sponsored by Robert Half.
9 out of 10 hiring managers are having difficulty hiring. Robert Half is here to help. Our recruiting professionals utilize an award-winning AI to connect businesses with highly skilled talent. At Robert Half, we know talent. Visit roberthalf.com/talent today.
Using credit cards could soon become a hassle in Pennsylvania. Some in the legislature are considering a multi-million-dollar giveaway to corporate megastores and may force you to pay for parts of your purchase in cash, while small businesses will have to manage an accounting nightmare. This mandate could also expose information about the private purchases you make. Prevent credit card chaos at guardyourcard.com/Pennsylvania. Paid for by the Electronic Payments Coalition.
Need to hire quality candidates fast? You need Indeed. Their video interview tool makes it easy and effortless to meet with candidates. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
UPMC, life-saving, life-changing information. Amazing.
The Voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
Anthony Mariani, one of the best judges to ever serve in Allegheny County. That is no BS. Ask anyone. Insanely brilliant. Now working with my brother, Phil DeLucente. Joining us this morning, Anthony Mariani. Judge, good morning. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Judge, $125 a month. How much is that, Patrick? We kind of did the simple math.
If you look on an annual basis, it's $2.7 million. It's just under $230,000 a month.
Judge, jump in here. Is that okay? Paying them?
Well, Well, I found out about this a little over a year ago when I had an inmate who was in a probation violation tell me that he wasn't in any hurry to leave because he was pretty comfortable in the jail. And I asked, it was astounding to me. I mean, he was about 65 years old. I said, how can you be comfortable in the jail? He said, I get to eat. I get $125 a month. I get an iPad. I get to watch my movies. It's pretty good. I said, what are you talking about? Your 125 and your iPad. So it turns out that's what they do. And they use the iPads in particular as discipline. So if somebody acts up, they take their iPad privileges away for however long. I mentioned it in passing to somebody from one of the local television stations. Around that time, he stopped in on something else. And he told me the station had no interest in pursuing it.
Well, I have an interest in the
125.
The public knowing this. Does that make any sense to pay inmates to be inmates, sir?
Well, I don't think so. But as a taxpayer, I don't think so. But even as somebody who is involved in the criminal justice system as a judge, it now creates this entitlement in the jail. And I think that's not my view. Is that doesn't help things. But you need to talk to the people who study this and criminology and peniology and figure out why they're doing it. But I had other inmates complain they cut off my money or they didn't deliver my money on time or whatever. And I'm thinking, how is this even an issue?
How much is it, Patrick, a year?
Cut. $2.7 million.
$2.7 million a year, Judge. Shouldn't that be going back into a jail that has a $300 million budget, sir?
There are a lot of issues in the jail that could be improved. I mean, for example, to be fair to inmates, if somebody starts a fight in the jail, whoever he starts the fight with, that person gets the same discipline as he did. And so the inmate, no matter how much he protests, I'm just defending myself, he gets disciplined. Well, if you had more people around or more devices to monitor conduct instead of giving them all this money, maybe you'd have a little more fair treatment in an instance like that.
And so one of the men in front of you who was in the jail said what to you about this money, sir?
He said he was pretty comfortable because he was getting this money and he got an iPad and it allowed him to watch movies and it was okay being in the jail. And he got fed, of course.
Is that justice to you, sir?
Well, I don't. Of course, I don't know what his private life was like, and I feel sorry for him in that respect. But I don't think we should give people incentives to stay in jail.
They're almost incentivized to stay there, sir.
Well, for some people at least, and for others, it creates an entitlement that while I'm here, you got to pay me $125 a month to treat me like everybody else. They get it, I get it, no matter what I do.
It's fascinating.
I don't see the sense of it, but again, you need to talk to the experts about that, if there are any.
Thank you, Judge. You're the best.
Well, I hope it gets straightened out one way or the other.
What would straighten out mean, sir?
Well, I think somebody needs to come in and either say, look, this has been done in other jails. Here's the results of it. That's why we're doing it. It has overall positive effects. Here's what they are. And this is how it affects the taxpayers, because in the end, it's the taxpayers second to the inmates have the immediate effect, but the taxpayers are paying the tab for all this. So how is it positive for the taxpayers to pay people $125 a month to be in jail?
I don't know, sir. Thank you, Judge.
All right. You take care.
Now, there are states, Texas, for example, if you're in jail, let's say, and they make the old joke about making license plates, that pay you to make license plates. And there are inmates who are on good behavior, who are allowed to work physically outside the jail, road crews. We don't have those. And they get paid, but it's pennies. Pennies. And they're working, and they're doing something positive. But this is, I sit on my butt. This is, I don't do anything. This is, where's my check? It's a little bizarre.
I didn't realize they were doing this for every inmate.
I didn't know.
I thought it was only the ones that were doing assignments and working.
I didn't know either until yesterday afternoon. So, they're critically short on laptops in the county for defendants who are trying to see their discovery. And then they have these inmates in the jail are using this $25 to pay for laptops and movies. One of my insiders, now you heard what he said. A guy wanted to stay in jail because he liked the pay and benefits.
It was comfortable for him.
Which is kind of sad, by the way, if it's that bad. But I've talked to several judges who have had inmates tell them they'd like to stay past the first of the month to get their $125 check for being in jail. Now, that's a reflection on two things. Their status in life, right?
Yep.
And the fact that we're paying people to be jail inmates. Again, many states take inmates that are on good behavior and they bring them outside the jail to do things. Road work sometimes. Trash pickup sometimes. Work crews. You've heard it. You've seen it. Chain gangs. Never, ever made law here. People tried. They would pay them pennies on the dollar. Pennies an hour. Fine. In this case, we are paying inmates to sit on their behind. $125 a month, nearly $3 million a year. Does that make any sense? By the way, the left argument is this comes from commissary funds. In other words, inmates buy stuff, goes into a fund, and then the money goes back to them. However, as you heard Sam DeMarco say, this is a massive jail with a massive budget. That money should go there. Amazing.
Today, we're constantly taking photos and videos to remember our favorite moments. But what about those captured before the smartphone? What about the memories tucked away on aging VHS tapes, film reels, or in fading photos?
These cherished memories are fading away with time, vulnerable to threats like heat, moisture, and mold. But fear not, there's a solution to safeguard your legacy. Hi, I'm Adam.
And I'm Nick. Together we founded Legacy Box over a decade ago with one mission, to bring your memories into the 21st century.
It's time to bid farewell to old tapes you can't watch and faded photos. Legacy Box transforms them into digital treasures, ready to share with a click.
Just like magic, your shoebox of memories is now safely stored in the cloud or on a thumb drive.
Over 1 million families have trusted Legacy Box, so you can rest assured your priceless moments are in good hands.
Don't let your childhood fade away on old tapes. It's time to digitize those priceless moments.
Fast forward into the digital age. Visit legacybox.com/value and unlock 50% off your order. That's legacybox.com/value.
When you haven't found love, it can feel like everyone else has. It's in every movie, every song, and all the PDA. Looking for love sucks. Thankfully, California Psychics can give you the guidance you need to find the one. We guarantee if your reading isn't life-changing, it's free. And new customers receive 20 minutes for just $20. Visit CaliforniaPsychics.com and experience the joy of certainty. California Psychics.
Hi, I'm Angie Hicks, co-founder of Angie. When you use Angie for your home projects, you know all your jobs will be done well. Roof repair? Done well. Kitchen sink install? Done well. Deck upgrades? Done well. Electrical upgrade? Done well. Angie's been connecting homeowners with skilled pros for nearly 30 years, so we know the difference between done and done well. Hire high-quality, certified pros at Angie.com.
Hey, folks, it's Marty. The huge 4th of July sale going on now at Levin Furniture and Mattress Stores. Love this. The deals are incredible from my friend Robert Levin. Start by saving 25% store-wide. Save even more on doorbusters. Sofas as low as $399. Wow. Lazy Boy recliners, $395. Plus, 5 years special financing with no money down. Minimum purchase of $24.99. 25% off store-wide. 5 years special financing. Love it. Robert Levin Furniture, the best.
From the Aetna Medicare Solutions Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
It's cloudy and 83 at 11:30. I'm Paul Rasmussen. New this hour, pressure is mounting on Joe Biden to drop out of the presidential race. A group of Democratic governors recently held a conference call to discuss the political fallout of this week's debate performance and asked Mr. Biden to speak with them. The president responded by inviting the governors to meet today as he tries to shore up party support. A spokesperson for Josh Shapiro says the Pennsylvania governor plans to attend today's meeting virtually. A White House spokesperson also says the president will hold calls with party leaders in Congress. CBS News is now reporting a group of more than 24 House Democrats is circulating a letter asking the president to step aside as a new poll shows Donald Trump now has a 3-point lead. The FDA has approved a new treatment to slow the progression of early symptom Alzheimer's disease. CBS's Dr. John LaPook explains.
It's an incremental advance. The medication is called donanemab. The brand name is Kisunla. And what it did is in a big trial, it slowed the decline of cognitive function overall by about 22% over 18 months. And even more if you started off with less severe disease.
Eli Lilly says it will be available in weeks, and it is covered under Medicare Part B with 20% coinsurance. Rivers Casino has a new look with upgraded ballrooms. An announcement from Rivers says a $6.6 million property refresh is complete and includes a new Bridges ballroom that increases the casino's event space to more than 50,000 square feet. The Apple Store in Shadyside is moving. The current location is in the 5500 block of Walnut Street, and the new location will be where Gap used to be, in the 5400 block of Walnut. The moving date for the Apple Store has not been announced. On Wall Street, the Dow is down 75 points at 39,257. The Nasdaq up 84 points, and the S&P is up 11. KDKA Radio News Time, 11:32. Our next update at noon. I'm Paul Rasmussen on the Voice of Pittsburgh News Radio, KDKA.
Kevin Hart here. Guys, I'm here to tell you to try my tequila, Gran Cormino. My añejo is finished in cognac barrels. So smooth. My Cristalino, a.k.a. the Mino Lino, is crystal clear with sweet berry finish. Gran Cormino is a tequila made with hustle and heart. You get it? $1 from every bottle you buy supports a small business in your community. Now do me a favor and get out there and buy my Gran Cormino tequila. It's 40% alcohol by volume. Jersey City, New Jersey.
Hey guys, check this out. Our house is 80 years old. I love it. We have this big picture window in what you would call the formal living room. It needs repaired. It needs replaced. And it needs replaced badly. So, I am so happy to know that Universal Windows Direct is coming to the house to take a look. They got this amazing opportunity right now. If you call them, 412-545-6003. For every 2 windows you buy, you get 2 free. Love it. Buy 2, get 2 free. Buy 4, get 4 free. Buy 20, get 20 free. In other words, there is no limit. And 0% financing for 60 months. Folks, the windows perform better and last longer. They have this super spacer technology which insulates the windows. 412-543-6003. Universal Windows Direct.
Honey, I found the perfect place for my parents and us.
Where?
St. Barnabas. For us, the Woodlands Carriage Home Community. And for my parents, condominium-style living at the Village. My folks will love the Village. There's an indoor mall with shops, restaurants, and more. And we can relax, knowing they're safe and secure.
That's what I plan to do when we move to St. Barnabas. Relax.
Call 724-444-5568 or visit stbarnabascommunities.com.
It's Marty. We talked about cancer. We talked about how it throws off your balance. I'm at Physical in Monroeville. Physical. Folks, Dr. Jess Nolan is amazing at the office in Monroeville. They put you in a harness. They teach you how to walk again. I feel stronger. I feel as if I'm getting my balance back. Physical in Monroeville. 412-457-8200. 412-457-8200.
Hearing the news every day is one thing. Hearing it hit home is something altogether different. That's the difference you hear every day on KDKA Radio. We go beyond the benign headlines and bring the news to life. Your life. So stay here and hear the news and what a difference it makes. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
From the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic, brought to you by Bowser. Brandon, what's up, man?
Hey, Marty. I'm currently checking out the Boulevard of the Allies. There's a pretty nasty crash that's just off of the Birmingham Bridge. That's where the traffic is backed up to, and it is only growing. I'm checking out the cameras right now. Crews are blocking off the traffic while they work on clearing that accident. So if you're traveling on the Boulevard of the Allies, might want to find a different way. You might be stuck for quite a bit. Elsewhere, over on the Parkway East, some trouble in both directions. On the outbound side, it's backed up to the Bend at Bates, and on the inbound side to the Wilkinsburg interchange. And meanwhile, on the Parkway West inbound, some trouble arises at the top of Green Tree Hill. With AAA Traffic, I'm Brandon Rossine, the voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Sunshine and some clouds the rest of today. It'll become hot and more humid this afternoon with a high not far from 90. Tonight will turn mostly cloudy, warm and sticky with a shower or thunderstorm in the area, low just 73. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The KDKA radio text line is driven by Kenny Ross Auto Group. Find your best deal and Pittsburgh's best warranty at kennyross.com.
Pittsburgh's 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
I've reached out to Bethany Hallam. This is her baby, so to speak, paying inmates $124 a day. And she says she's going to call, but we'll hang until then. I have texted her, and she says she's available. She generally never runs from anything, so I'm not... this is her thing. I disagree with it, but I'm not going to suggest she's an idiot or nuts or anything. I just don't think that way. Everybody has an idea on their value. Everybody has an idea on how to try to develop some sort of ability to, what's the word, rehabilitate criminals. I just don't think that throwing money at it helps. Bethany also believes that we should write checks to all homeless folks using some content and information out of the far west, the left coast, as they like to say, in certain cities in California where they have paid homeless folks $1,000 a month. It's a lot of money. The program is being tested in Oakland, California, and they have some anecdotal evidence that by giving that money of $1,000 a month, it allowed homeless folks, and by the way, folks who had mental illness and who were convicted felons, to kind of establish roots, to have a place to live. Okay. Bethany also believes that we should have, and again, these are my views, these are hers. You've heard them on this show. And I bring her on this show because I think it's important that you hear those views so that you don't spend your life with your head in a hole. All right? But I do not believe it's prudent to pay inmates $125 a month. The argument from Bethany and others who approve this, it's a jail board, has several members. They obviously voted to approve this. There are judges on it. I believe the sheriff's on it. And at the end of the day, it passed. And I'm told that there are folks who will try to defeat it, to get the votes to defeat it next year when they try to pass it again. The argument is that the money to pay inmates $120 a month is supposed to go up to $150, and that next year they're going to increase that to $200 a month. Look, we heard from two judges. Mariana Hughes, who's the best, the pro's pro, who said he had a guy say, I'm cool, Judge, here in jail. I take my $125, I rent movies, I rent a laptop, I get free food, I chill. I got another judge texted me and said a guy came in front of her last month and said, hey, Judge, can I lay low for the next couple days till I get my check at the end of the month? And we heard from a Republican county councilman and Republican Party chairman here in the county, Sam DeMarco, the lone wolf. I love Sam. You know why? He gives a damn. And he tells the truth. And he fights the good fight. Sam said that they have written checks for folks leaving jail for $1,000. I don't know how that helps. I don't. However, I will not subscribe to the theory that people out there are thinking they're going to commit crimes so they can go to jail and make money. I just don't believe that. I just don't. I also don't believe that $125 a month is the good life. I just don't. I don't. And regarding the gentleman who told the judge he kind of likes his life in jail, I have been in at least 50 jails in my career. Small towns, big towns. I was on death row in Huntsville, Texas. Scared the hell out of me. I was at a woman's prison in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Did not scare the hell out of me. I have been in county jails, city jails. I have been arrested 1, 2, 3, 4 times. Yeah. I've been in holding cells. I'm not proud of being arrested, but a couple times it was for journalistic reasons. When I was young and stupid and dumb at 16, 15 actually, I was arrested for stealing cars, which we have documented on the show many, many times. And it's not a pleasant experience. It smells. In Huntsville, Texas, you could feel death and danger in the air. I am not exaggerating. It was so tense. In Dallas, in the county jail in Dallas, I felt unsafe. And I wasn't, because there were guards everywhere, but you feel this element of danger. And these tough guys out there who think they would survive in jail, knock yourself out on that test. And for the inmate who told the judge that he kind of likes his life in jail and the $125 allows him to rent movies and have meals, good for him. However, using my own personal experience of the stench in jail and the danger in jail and the just being confined in jail and the screaming at night and the fights and the horror, it's hell on earth. It's the road to perdition. And I've been blessed enough in the last couple of days actually to talk to Brian Englert, the jail union president, who's a hell of a guy, who's working double shifts. And if you listened to him yesterday, they had a massive fight in the jail. Okay, so you got to go in there as a corrections officer and break up a massive fight of men that want to kill each other. And so for the men who are in that jail, it's hell. And for the corrections officers, it's hell. So the notion that for some, by the way, and there ain't no way that's not true what that guy told the judge, that just tells you about their life's path. That their life has been that crappy and that lousy. That it's that bad. I find that sad. You remember, the truth of the matter is, Shawshank Redemption, there are stories in history of old-time inmates who had been in jail, and that was a fictional story, but one of the guys killed himself when he got out of jail because he couldn't adapt. That happens because oftentimes if you're a lifer and you're in there forever and then you get out after 40 years, you don't know what the hell to do. The real world is like the Twilight Zone, and it's very difficult. But at the end of the day, I want to talk to people about what do you think about paying $125 a month to inmates? What do you think about paying inmates $125 a month to be in jail? 866-391-1020, 866-391-1020. As I suggested to you, I texted Bethany Hallam. She said she'd be available. She must be in a meeting. She never blows us off, whether you like it or not, whether you like her or not. But she has not called us at this point. Maybe she'll call us in the break and we'll snag her right after this break. All right, folks, we'll be right back.
Did you know that now you can listen to all your favorite stations, including this one, shows and even podcasts, all on the Odyssey app? Download it now.
Hey, folks, it's Marty. Look, MediConnect is an amazing, amazing company. They've helped so many of my friends. It's the beauty of it. They got 70 plans they can help you with. They can come to your home. They can come to your office. They answer any Medicare questions, benefits, plans, fees, you name it. And none of it is on you. MediConnect. Medicare made simple. 888-818-6334. 888-818-6334. From the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic Pod by Bowser. Brandon, my man, what's up?
Hey, Marty. Once again, that accident on the Boulevard of the Allies is causing all sorts of chaos, especially out onto the Parkway East. The traffic is starting to spill out into the Parkway East right by Technology Drive. Crews are still working on that accident, but it is at a complete standstill. They have the road blocked off. And again, if you're taking the Parkway East inbound and taking the Boulevard of the Allies exit, you might want to find another way because that is continuing to swell and swell back up, and it is not moving at all. We go over to the Parkway East, or rather the Parkway West. It's backed up to the top of Green Tree Hill, and on the Parkway East, inbound side is slow at around the Britton Road overpass, and on the outbound side, just after the bend at Bates, that's where the slowdown point begins once again. With AAA Traffic, I'm Brandon Rothstein, the voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Did you know Washington wants to pick your next car for you? The EPA's new de facto car ban will make Washington your backseat driver. It will ban 2 out of every 3 new gas-powered vehicles by 2032. 2 out of 3. That could be your next car or truck. Protect your right to drive your way. Say no to the EPA's vehicle ban. Take action at energycitizens.org. Paid for by the American Petroleum Institute.
UPMC saved my life. It's just the truth. And when I had cancer. And now they prolong my life. Seriously. I have been in what's called swallow therapy. I had choked 4 times. Heimlich maneuver 4 times. Now, nothing. Now, clear path. Now, I feel safe and secure with the therapy I received at UPMC. It's an amazing place. Life-saving, life-changing information. UPMC.
Join Mark Patrick seminars and lose the weight or stop smoking. Guaranteed early bird special $49.99. Seminars Monday, July 8th at the Doubletree by Hilton Hotel, Pittsburgh and Green Tree, or Tuesday, July 9th at the Comfort Inn Conference Center in Churchill. Weight loss 5:30, stop smoking seminar 8.
Don't delay in getting that plumbing repair done. Call Palucci Plumbing today for all of your plumbing needs. From trenchless sewer repair and waterline repairs and replacement, hot water tanks, sewer camera inspections, to Pittsburgh potty repairs, no job is too small for Palucci Plumbing. Owners Amy and Nick Palucci have been in business for over 20 years, so give them a call for your next plumbing repair or replacement. Palucci Plumbing, 412-782-5050. That's 412-782-5050.
Using credit cards could soon become a hassle in Pennsylvania. Some in the legislature are considering a multi-million-dollar giveaway to corporate megastores and may force you to pay for parts of your purchase in cash, while small businesses will have to manage an accounting nightmare. This mandate could also expose information about the private purchases you make. Prevent credit card chaos at guardyourcard.com/Pennsylvania. Paid for by the Electronic Payments Coalition.
Hey guys, Marty. Had 2 great meals with my wife in the last month. Both of them at Oakmont. Both of them at restaurants owned by my good friend J.K. the Man. Okay, the Lot. I'm not exaggerating. The best brunch I've ever had at the Lot. I'm serious. The best dinner I've had in a year. Hofstadt's. They're in the same town. They're on the same strip. They're owned by the same man. The Lot and Hofstadt's. J.K. delivers. Great stuff.
And now for a business news update from the Pittsburgh Business Times. I'm managing editor Mike Larson. Rivers Casino Pittsburgh is featuring a new look with new and upgraded ballrooms at the North Shore destination. According to an announcement, Rivers has completed what it's calling a $6.6 million property refresh, adding a new Bridges ballroom while sprucing up its established Rivers ballroom, among various other added amenities at the casino. The renovations increased the casino's total event space to more than 50,000 square feet that can be rented out. Also, Jersey Mike's Subs is opening a new location at 987 Green Tree Road. The sandwich shop offers a variety of cold-cut deli submarines as well as hot cheesesteaks. The restaurant will bring the total number of locations in the Pittsburgh region to 24. The property was previously a 7-Eleven gas station, which had been converted into a 2-suite retail building. The Jersey Mike's will serve as the anchor tenant for the 1,215 square foot space. While no official date has been set, the store is expected to be open soon. For more on these stories and other local business news, log on to PittsburghBusinessTimes.com. I'm Mike Larson.
Pittsburgh's 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
You know who can do that really well? Larry. Larry's got the pipes, bro. Larry has the voice. Sam, grab that, please. See if that's Bethany Hallam. She never blows me off, ever. She's honest about this stuff. That's why I don't pick her on about it. She believes what she believes. At least she takes a stand. Bethany, how are you?
I'm doing awesome, Marty. How are you?
I have a bunch of texts and from insiders and folks surrounding county council, and then we had Sam DeMarco screaming and yelling about paying inmates $125 a month. I know you're supportive of this, and you weren't listening, but we kind of covered the gamut, but I don't care. Why do you think it's important that we give them this money?
I mean, we've been giving them this money since early 2020 when the pandemic first hit.
Right.
I don't know what he's talking about
they're
now.
Trying to shoot it down for the next year budget, quite frankly.
Okay, but they can't, because what we did legislatively on county council was moved the profits that the county is making off of incarcerated people right now.
Right.
So that's the high markup on commissary items like hygiene products and food, and that's the 69% profit that is being made off of the phone calls that incarcerated people are making to their loved ones. That money used to be in one single account.
Right.
Years ago, to balance the budget, the Honorado administration moved the profits from the phone calls out into the general budget.
They did.
All we legislated to do was move it back. So the $125 a month stipend that the incarcerated individuals receive is free. Taxpayers do not spend a single dime on it because it fully funds itself, because it's their money that they're getting back. The money that their children spent to talk to them,
Right.
the money that their parents spent to make sure that they had enough food to eat for the week, they're just getting that money back. It's their money.
So, and she's right, by the way. This is actual fact. The counter to that is, to hell with you. It's a massive budget. That money should go directly back to the county, and they're going to do everything in their power to get it back there. You say what?
As you said, the county has a massive budget. The money that we are giving back to incarcerated people is a tiny drop of it. You would not see an impact of that money anywhere in the county. So what we should do is we should help the people who need it the most, the people who were originally designed to benefit from that money, who had that money years ago, should always have that money. To me, it's not even a conversation.
Hey, I heard from Anthony Mariani, who said he had a guy in front of him before he retired. He's now working for De La Sente, who said he didn't want out of jail. He likes the $125 a month. He uses it for movies and videos. In other words, the judge believes that this enables inmates, this $125 a month, and it should go away. What do you say?
That's absolutely absurd. I have been in the jail many times and talked to dozens and dozens, if not hundreds of folks in the jail regularly, and not a single person says, I am so glad I'm in jail because now my family has to spend less money on me eating and talking to them. I've never heard anybody say that. What I have heard is people crying to me and thanking me for how much it has changed their life, that they had been incarcerated previously and went to bed hungry each night, that they had been incarcerated previously and didn't get to talk to their children for their entire stay, and family members who I see tabling outside the jail when they're coming in for visits, who know that I'm from the Jail Oversight Board, and that's what the Jail Oversight does, because we care about them. The parents and children and loved ones of incarcerated people never did anything wrong. They should not be punished for their loved one being incarcerated. And that's what the exorbitant markups on commissary and phone calls do to them. And all we're trying to do is offset that cost. What I would like to do in the future what I would like to do in the future is to make jail phone calls and communications free. And they need $125 a month just to talk to their loved ones. I think that people who speak negatively about these sorts of initiatives have never had a loved one in jail and do not realize how expensive it is to love someone who's incarcerated, especially considering the people in the Allegheny County Jail, most of them have not been convicted of a crime.
But
They
the
are
argument that the
awaiting
money's
trial.
taken from the jail budget is not fair in your mind.
It's 100 million% not fair because the money was never in the jail budget, ever.
Hey, I saw a memo yesterday that suggests that, first of all, the amount of money spent on the new uniforms has been $187,000, which is way below the $500,000 that you got beat up all over the country for.
Remember when I told you that, Marty, and everybody said I was wrong?
So I see a memo that now says that could get as high as $1.5 million for these uniforms. Is that accurate?
Not at all. I haven't seen that report, but anybody trying to conflate the cost of the uniforms is simply talking about the normal wear and tear that happens yearly. They're the uniforms, no matter what color they are, that has to be replaced yearly. And actually, that number is going to be way less than it ever was before, the normal replacement numbers for wear and tear, because all of the uniforms are brand new, and no one is going to have uniforms replaced for quite some time. So people are just haters, Marty. I don't even know where they come from sometimes.
But you would give me the truth is that back in the day before COVID, that money, that commissary money, the $125 was in the jail budget before.
No, it was never in the jail budget. So half of the money. No, it wasn't. The money that was always in there was in a special account for the Incarcerated Individuals Welfare Fund. That is not the jail's budget. That is the money that the Jail Oversight Board uses for initiatives that they have to do to take care of the incarcerated individuals in the jail. And the other money, the money that we put in just last year to make sure that this fund would always be solvent, was not in the jail budget. It was in the general budget of the county, which is a $1 billion operating budget.
So I get a text. And by the way, she doesn't duck from anything. I have a relative in jail, Marty. My whole family knew he deserved it. Ask her why she always wants to help the degenerates in this city.
I want to help everyone in this county, not just the people in jail. Just because I care about the people in jail when it often seems like no one else does not mean that I care any less for the rest of the people in the county. And I care about her family member, even if she doesn't. Right. And I care about the other people in the jail whose families are upset that they're in there and who want them to be taken care of, because many families do not have the privilege of being able to afford to care for their incarcerated loved one.
Bethany, you never say no, and you stand your ground. Thank you.
Anytime, Marty. Take care.
Peace. There you go.
The Village at St. Barnabas, the perfect place for mom.
Why'd the kid jump off the boat?
I don't know. Why?
Peer pressure.
Oh. Good one, Ned.
Ned isn't funny, but Ned owns a boat, and you don't. So every time Ned tells another one of his unfunny boat puns, you're going to laugh loud and keep on laughing until you get a boat of your own.
A pier where you put a boat.
Yeah, I get it.
And when you do get a boat of your own, make sure you save money by bundling it with your home, auto, or other vehicles with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states.
Summer's on, and so are the deals at Target's 4th of July sale.
Let's go.
Celebrate with 30% off 12 packs of soda when you buy 3 with Target Circle. Or get Doritos chips on sale, 2 for $6.
I love it.
Then make it a party with sprinkles. Select favorite day treats dressed in red, white, and blue are 20% off with Target Circle, and save even more. We've lowered prices on many summer faves like Up and Up sunscreen, Tillamook ice cream, Honest Kids juice boxes, and more. Target's 4th of July sale ends Saturday. Restrictions apply.
I love it.
It's here, the summer heat, and it's getting hotter. And that heat's just pouring into your home. Need a solution? Trust PJ Fitzpatrick for the perfect new insulated and vented roof. They've earned thousands of 5-star reviews and back all new roofs with a lifetime guarantee on materials and labor. PJ Fitzpatrick installs most roofs in just one day. Set up a free design consultation. Plus, they have special financing if you need it. Visit trustpj.com today. That's trustpj.com.
We're the Goo Goo Dolls. We're fortunate that our daughters have what they need to grow and learn. But that isn't the case for nearly 13 million kids in the U.S. that struggle with hunger.
Childhood hunger is a heartbreaking reality that Feeding America is working to change. Each year, the Feeding America network of food banks rescues billions of pounds of good food that would have gone to waste and provides it to families and children in need.
You can help kids in need in your community by visiting feedingamerica.org.
Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
La 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 la.
Oops,
Ever had your singing lessons cut short by icy water?
Oh, I'm sorry, honey.
Say goodbye to those cold notes with Navien tankless water heaters. With Navien, you'll hit all the right notes without the surprise chill. So keep singing and let Navien keep the hot water flowing. And get ready for the encore when you get your utility bill. Navien tankless water heaters. Visit tanklessmadesimple.com.
KDKA and KDKA FM HD2 Pittsburgh, W261AX Pittsburgh.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Aetna Medicare Solutions Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
It's 85 and overcast. 12 o'clock now. I'm Paul Rasmussen. Pressure is mounting on Joe Biden to drop out of the presidential race. A group of Democratic governors recently held a conference call to discuss the political fallout of the first debate performance and asked Mr. Biden to speak with them. The president responded by inviting the governors to meet today as he tries to shore up party support. A spokesperson for Josh Shapiro says the governor plans to attend today's meeting virtually. A White House spokesperson also says the president will hold calls with party leaders in Congress. CBS News is now reporting a group of more than 24 House Democrats is circulating a letter asking the president to step aside as a new poll shows Donald Trump now has a 3-point lead. The question of the day is, will we get through the fireworks displays without rain tomorrow night? AccuWeather's Joe Lundberg says it is more likely to rain tomorrow afternoon, but that's subject to change.
You know, you look at these shorter-term computer forecasts. One says that dries out. The others say, no, we're going to get rocked by showers and thunderstorms during the evening hours. So I'm not sure how much faith to put in them right now.
Another note now, the National Weather Service has confirmed a 6th tornado last week. An EF1 twister touched down June 26 near the Mellon Plan in Monroeville, moving through Wall, Pitcairn, and South Monroeville. There have been 29 tornadoes in the Pittsburgh area so far this year. At the same time of the year, in 2021, there were 27. Hurricane warnings are in effect for Jamaica and the Cayman Islands, with Category 4 Hurricane Beryl expected to arrive today. Tornado watches have been issued for parts of Haiti and the Dominican Republic as well. CBS's David Parkinson has the latest track.
It'll move just south of Grand Cayman, and that will happen on Thursday, and then right into the Yucatan Peninsula. The storm makes another landfall on Friday, likely as a Category 2, and then head into the Bay of Campeche, where it will then potentially either make another landfall in Mexico or possibly in Texas.
Parkinson says that's likely to happen on Monday. Anthrocon, the furry convention in the Berg for the 18th year, kicks off tomorrow. News Radio KDKA Susie Kuhl has more.
When the furry convention first graced our city nearly 20 years ago, little did we know it would become an annual event, an annual tradition.
That was Andrew Ortale, Chief Sales Officer at Visit Pittsburgh, at a press conference on Wednesday, just the day before thousands of furries are expected to descend to Pittsburgh come July 4th.
This is a tradition that celebrates creativity, individuality, and a vibrant community like no other.
The annual event could hit record-breaking attendance this year, resulting in $17.4 million in direct visitor spending. Susie Kuhl, News Radio KDKA.
On Wall Street, the Dow is down 86 points at 39,246. The Nasdaq is up 126 now. The S&P up 17 points. KDKA Sports Cardinals over the Pirates 7-4 last night. Mitch Keller surrendered a season-high 6 runs on 9 hits. Game 2 in the series is on 93.7 The Fan tonight. The news is brought to you by P.J. Fitzpatrick. For your perfect new roof and a lifetime warranty, trust PJ.com. And by Julian Gray Associates. Avoid mistakes and protect your assets at GrayElderLaw.com. KDKA Radio News Time, 12:04. It's cloudy and 85 in Pittsburgh. KDKA AAA traffic and the AccuWeather forecast next.
Retirement doesn't have to be complicated. Are you sick of all the fancy charts and investment mumbo-jumbo thrown at you to justify the Wall Street fees you're being charged? It's not the size of your nest egg that matters, but rather the income it can produce. Hi, I'm Mitch Lyons, best-selling author and star in a brand new Hollywood documentary called The Retirement Deception. In this film, we traveled over 20,000 miles interviewing real Americans who have retired successfully with a great lifestyle and peace of mind. They share their stories on how they get more retirement income with the same dollar saved, and the money is never at risk if the market crashes. That's right. If the market crashes 30%, you lose nothing. Even the super wealthy are shifting money into this new strategy because it increases their retirement income or can allow them to stop working years sooner. So if you are over 50 and want a bigger, better, stress-free retirement, call today to speak to a specialist and get a free copy of this brand new movie, The Retirement Deception. Call 888-379-1486. This is a $30 value, but when you call today, you get it completely free. So don't delay. Call right now. 888-379-1486. 888-379-1486.
From the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic, powered by Bowser. What's up, Samantha?
Hey, Marty, we have an accident to report over on the 900 block of Regis Avenue. This is in Pleasant Hills, right down the road from the Allegheny County Airport. And we're still seeing some heavy backup on the Boulevard of the Allies due to an earlier accident, so look out for some delays if you're traveling over on the Boulevard of the Allies. Over on the Parkway West on the inbound side, we're seeing our usual backup around Green Tree as you make your way to the Fort Pitt tunnels, and the outbound side of the Parkway West is backed up until almost the Birmingham Bridge. Over on the Parkway East on the outbound side, we're seeing some backup right as you approach the Greenfield Bridge overpass, and on the inbound side, starting around Edgewood Swissvale. We're also seeing some congestion build on the lower deck of the Fort Duquesne Bridge as you make your way from Parkway North. With AAA Traffic, I'm Samantha McGill on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDK.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Sunshine and some clouds the rest of today. It'll become hot and more humid this afternoon with a high not far from 90. Tonight will turn mostly cloudy, warm and sticky with a shower or thunderstorm in the area, low just 73. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Are you paying too much for prescription drugs? Other pharmacies take a $5 drug and charge $300, but not at Blueberry Pharmacy. We introduced the Cost Plus model over 4 years ago, ensuring transparent and fair pricing. From our North Hills location, Blueberry Pharmacy services Pennsylvania, Ohio, and West Virginia. We apply the same pricing principle to everything from blood pressure medication to chemotherapy drugs. Enjoy exceptional service where you can talk to a real person like me. Call us at 412-612-2279 or visit blueberrypharmacy.com.
Hear about it, then talk about it. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Whole life, I mentioned this a bit yesterday. My whole life I was obsessed with fireworks. Most boys are. Most boys are obsessed with blowing things up. There was a construction site near our house when I was growing up. There's an apartment, if you know Shadyside at all, on Aiken Avenue. There's an apartment building. It's got to be, cripes, it's got to be 40 years old. When they were building it, they had this massive, they used kerosene back in that day, and they had this massive kerosene container. We would steal kerosene in gallon jugs. It's a true story. We would go to the woods. I lived right near the railroad tracks, and there were woods and a bridge, Shadyside, Aiken Avenue Bridge. And we would steal wood from the lumber yard. There was a lumber yard. Might still be there. And we would light massive fires. And my point is not to brag because it was ignorant. We could have hurt someone, hurt ourselves. But boys like fires and explosions. We were obsessed with fireworks. Obsessed. And firecrackers and M80s. I had an M80 go off in my hand. Did not lose my hand. Might not have been one of those original, legit M80s, but it hurt like hell. My son loves fireworks. I saw a piece that Delano did. Delano. No, I'm losing my mind. We're talking to Delano in the next hour. I saw a piece that John Shumway did. I love John Shumway. This morning on fireworks. And he went to one of these fireworks joints. And I noticed, looking over his head, the prices. And I like Phantom Fireworks. It's actually kind of a cool place because they have this variety is amazing. And it's changed. But my son and I, we like the big stuff. And I'm telling you, man, like one effect. Now, look, they burn longer than they did back in the day when we had Roman candles and thought that was a big deal. But some of those, like, little box things, just one display. Now, it could last, it's less than a minute. $45, $50 for Patrick. One display, right?
They're getting really expensive.
Last year, for the fireworks, now they're not for my family as much because my wife is afraid. I'm not picking on her, she just is. And we step way, 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 way back, and I don't let anyone light them but me, and I don't drink, and I'm not suggesting they're not risky. But what I'm suggesting is that they can be dangerous. But we're very, very careful, and it costs $300. Cost $300. I don't know if we're going to do it this year. I just think it's too high. We have some left over from last year. My son could care less about. He's kind of at the I'm over the sprinkler phase. I'm sorry, the sparkler phase of life, and so they could care less. And my daughters don't give a darn at all. They just don't. Regarding the fireworks and going downtown, my wife, my daughter, Chloe has a boyfriend, and asked if it was safe to go downtown. Yes. Hell yes. Look, I talk about downtown a lot. I've spent most of my life in Pittsburgh. I was gone for probably 20 years working in Los Angeles, in Dallas, and Oklahoma, as you probably know by now. But the truth is, I've probably been downtown, I don't know, 30, 40 times for fireworks, at least. And every single time, there's never an issue. Never. Now, will there be some morons down there? Sure. But look at the crime data. And you can pick on Pittsburgh all you want. You can complain about incidents downtown all you want. But I say look at the big events. Kenny Chesney. The Pride Fest Parade. The Arts Festival. Look at the big events. Okay? Look at the Pirates games, okay? All I'm suggesting to you is that whatever you want to say about Pittsburgh, whatever, is that it's safe for these big events. The Pittsburgh police and these other people, they do a hell of a job. I asked about staffing for this weekend. Oh, wow, that's fantastic. That's fantastic. John Giagardi from Rome Monuments. Patrick was on, I digress, I'm jumping around here, but who cares? Patrick was riding his bike and he saw that the Veterans Memorial was damaged, the law enforcement memorial on the North Shore. And John Giagardi and others, Matthews, have volunteered to fix this. And for like $900, and it was like a $15,000, $20,000 job. And John just got the aluminum letters for the law enforcement memorial and is going to be installing them next week. How cool is that, Patrick?
That's amazing.
Making a difference, folks. I'll grab John live tomorrow. So, I digress, and I apologize. So my point is I will not talk smack and warn you not to go downtown for the fireworks. I just can't do that and be honest. I brought my little kids down there. I brought my adult kids down there. The traffic's annoying as hell. Okay, I'll say that. But the fact of the matter is that Schwartzwalder? Is that? Yep. I'll keep him through the break, but I want to grab him. One of my favorite people, amazing cop, a police union president, Bob Schwartzwalder. Good morning, sir. How are you?
Good morning.
Sorry, man.
Afternoon. Yeah, afternoon. That's right. Afternoon.
I was just talking about your people kick ass on these big events. They just do. They do magnificent work. I'm fascinated by how well the cops do in big events. But every cop I know tells me you're going to be short-handed for the weekend. What are the numbers like?
Well, they're pretty bad because they're pulling a lot of us from our assignments to walk beats. Like, I'll be walking a beat tomorrow. So,
what?
Oh, yeah, I'll be walking a beat tomorrow. So, for 10 hours. It is what it is. It's a grievable issue because, they don't have the manpower to staff these events, but they're still going to do it. They violate the collective bargaining agreement regularly when they do it. And they're going to do it again tomorrow. So we'll just go deal with the problem tomorrow and then, respond to it after the problem's over. But they absolutely do not have adequate staffing. They'll tell you they have adequate staffing, but they don't.
No, because you're right. You're playing 11-man football with 6 guys. Is that fair?
But worse than that, you're playing 11-man football with 4 guys.
How dramatically are you? And I hate to put him on the spot, and I thank him for coming on at such late notice. How dramatically short are you?
Well, it's going to depend, and I got to see what the crowd's going to look like tomorrow. We don't know. I think the estimates are 175,000, give or take, between the North Shore and Point Park and all the surrounding activities. But if everybody's well behaved, we might be just fine. If things start breaking out and there's problems develop, well then we'll see. That's the best I can offer your listeners is we'll see.
But do you have numbers in terms of how far you're down, Bob?
Well, I know I had 5 retire yesterday. I think I have 5 more retiring today. It's estimate I think I'm going to have 10 retire Friday, another 10 retire Monday.
Wow!
So we're going to be. I mean, what the administration will tell you is they use the recruit numbers. In other words, people that they're hiring or they're in the academy.
Yeah.
But for all intents and purposes, and this is taking nothing away from them, they're in training.
Yeah.
So they're not fully effective police officers. So I would say our numbers with those off injured in various leagues were below 700.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Is that historically low?
Well, it's worse than Act 47.
Yeah.
So this is the worst I've ever seen it in my 32-plus years here. It's almost 33 years.
Oh, it's the worst you've ever seen?
Ever. And I'm almost 33 years completed here in the city, and it's the worst I've ever seen it.
Can you hang around for a few minutes?
Sure, absolutely.
Union President Bob Schwartzwald. We'll be right back. Wow. From the P.J. Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic, powered by Bowser. What's up, Samantha?
Hey, Marty, we now have crews on the scene of this accident over in Pleasant Hills at the 900 block of Regis Avenue. This is right down the road from the Allegheny County Airport. We're still seeing some heavy backup on the Boulevard of the Allies due to an earlier accident, so look out for some delays. Over on our parkways, the Parkway West on the inbound side, we're seeing our usual backup right around Green Tree as you make your way to the Fort Pitt tunnels. In the outbound side of the Parkway West is looking pretty backed up. It's now backed up past the county jail. Over on the Parkway East, the outbound side, we're seeing our usual backup once again. Starting as you approach the Greenfield Bridge overpass, and on the inbound side, starting around Edgewood, Swissvale, and we're still seeing that congestion on the lower deck of the Fort Duquesne Bridge. With AAA Traffic, I'm Samantha McGill on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
All the news you need for your day and the sports, music, and podcasts you love are all on the free Odyssey app. Download now.
This portion of the show is sponsored by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Visit them at awaken180weightloss.com.
What was that? That is business phone bliss with the Ooma Cloud phone system. It handles all our voice, video, and messaging needs.
You sound very
calm. I am. Ooma has everything I need to run my business more efficiently, like virtual receptionist, call routing, and video conferencing. And it starts at just $19.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees.
Ooma.
Nice. Find your business comm at ooma.com/radio.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. 120,000 miles of night drives, daily commutes, and who knows how many.
Are we there yet?
Through countless fixes, elbow grease, and a new radiator, you kept your ride alive. With eBay Motors, you have over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
It's the City of Pittsburgh Independence Day celebration. Enjoy free family activities, musical entertainment, and fantastic food at Point State Park July 4th, beginning at 4 p.m. This year's downtown celebration includes the Clearview Family Fun Zone, Sargent Electric Solar Stage, and Truly Veterans Wellness Corner. Stop by for the new People's Food Truck Corral for a delicious dinner or snack. The day's main attraction, fireworks, begins at 9:35 and is heard exclusively on 100.1 FM KDKA Radio. For details, check out kdkaradio.com.
Do you know what the scariest sound to hear on a factory floor is? Silence. That means something somewhere broke. Production has stopped, and now you're paying your workers to wait while the team troubleshoots and tries to fix the problem. Finally, there's a proactive way to reduce equipment downtime, thanks to MaintainX. MaintainX is the asset management system that brings your maintenance downtime to zero. Maintain X lets you build preventative maintenance schedules, manage work orders in real time, and access the data you need to make better decisions. Downtime equals death in the production world, so make unplanned downtime a thing of the past. Try Maintain X for free. Control the daily operations of your business and transform your maintenance program by going to maintainx.com. That's maintain and the letter X.com.
Jumpin' July savings at Coons Market. Isn't that right, Frank Dentisi?
Right, Rob. 80% lean fresh ground beef, $3.99 per pound. Fresh southern sweet corn, $3.99 a dozen. And classic 8-inch apple pies, $6 each. Come see us at Coons.
Come in and try the Good Feet feeling today. Comfort, energy, performance, and pain relief at the Good Feet store. Visit us in Robinson Town Center, in Cranberry Township, and now open in Morgantown.
Thanks to the Good Feet store.
CBS Eye on Veterans, presented by University of Maryland Global Campus. Dan Hickman is known throughout the world for his success using yoga and meditation with troops at Walter Reed Medical Center during some of the worst days of the war in Iraq. And he described how one combat veteran discovered the power of yoga after losing both of his legs.
With an amputation, one person can have several surgeries within 1 year. They can have like up to 5 surgeries on it. So he said to me one day, we were meditating, and afterwards he goes, that was the first time ever since I got hurt that I didn't think about being hurt when we were meditating.
Jon Stewart here. Unbelievably exciting news. My new podcast, The Weekly Show. We're going to be talking about the election, economics, ingredient to bread ratio on sandwiches. Listen to The Weekly Show with Jon Stewart wherever you get your podcasts.
UPMC, life-saving, life-changing information. Amazing.
Pittsburgh's 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
There is no truth to the rumor that some of the furries downtown this weekend will be undercover Pittsburgh cops. Union President Bob Schwartzwalder, Pittsburgh Police Union President Bob Schwartzwalder, joining us. Not demeaning your history because you've had an amazing career, but you are the union president and you have an amazing track record as a cop. But how long has it been, sir, since you've been assigned to walk a beat?
Probably since 2018.
2018.
Yeah. So I work just off duty details, but I do not work the field regularly. But the paperwork changes, but the job's the same.
No, I'm not saying it does. And I'm not saying you can't do it because you're a king. But what I'm saying is they're kind of thin right now. Is that fair?
Well, I remember, Marty, I'm not the only specialized police officer that's getting moved. There's a lot of officers who work in specialized positions that are needed, but they have to start pulling because they don't have the staffing. And as I've stated before on your show, we are overcommitted and severely under-resourced. So what the city does is they create these party environments. Yep. Here's a big party, and they sign contracts with people for fireworks and vendors and all these kind of things. Yeah. And they say, well, in order to not violate those contracts that we signed, meaning the city and the city administration, they said the best way for us to handle this is we'll violate the police contract. And that's what they're doing. They're having a big party. It's like you having a big party at your house with your wife and kids, and you got 300 people coming, and you go, oh, who called the caterer? Nobody. So, they're just going to go kidnap a bunch of caterers down there in the North Hills or wherever, and we're going to make the caterers come up here and feed everybody. That's what they do.
So I heard this, by the way, I heard this from the president of the Corrections Officers Union. They're being ordered to work 16-hour shifts. Are you being ordered to work tomorrow?
Oh, yeah. All of us are being ordered, or hours of work have changed. Like I typically work, 7 a.m. to 1700, but I'll be working, 2 p.m. to 12 midnight, stuff like that. So those are all violations, and the city knows it, and they don't care. And they say, union, go ahead and do what you want, and go ahead and cry, because that's what they think it is. But they sign this agreement, they agree to the terms, and then they say, yeah, but we had this big party, and we invited everybody to this big party, and we know we can't staff it, but we're overcommitted, so what we're going to have to do is we have to violate your contract. And, yeah, we get it that you're going to go take action, but we don't really care. And that's how they treat their employees. So they have these big parties, and they invite everybody, because guess who they're not going to say no to? Voters.
The money.
They're not going to tell the voters, no, you can't have your party on the 4th of July.
So historically, So let's say a cop had a big 4th of July family celebration planned for tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
They call you and say, to hell, that's right? They tell you, to hell with that, you ain't going to that, right?
It's happened. Yep.
Is that what happens?
Yep, it's happened. I've already taken a case all the way to the Supreme Court for the marathon, and the Supreme Court ruled in our favor. Pennsylvania Supreme Court, when they canceled all kind of days off and stuff like that on the marathon. And the city lost. But they don't care. They just say, go ahead and litigate it because we'll get to have the party. And then, yes, maybe down the road you'll win in litigation, but we don't care. And then they turn right back around and do it again because the money that they spend in litigation is not their members' money. They spend the taxpayers' money, and they don't care.
Is that happening tomorrow, though? When men and women had big events planned or even a vacation planned, and the city said, bag it, you have to work?
Sure. They told them. They said, hey, if you didn't request it off already or you didn't do this or you didn't do that, too bad, you're working.
Yeah.
And these are the hours you're going to work, and these are the assignments you're going to fulfill.
Hey, Bob, not trying to be a jerk here, but what if you just say F off and don't show up?
Well, they'll try to discipline you somehow.
I see.
I mean, under the contract, the only thing they could mark you as an H, which means you didn't take the pay, you just took the day off, so they can only mark you a paid holiday. But they will try in some form or fashion to discipline somebody if they can box them in and get them disciplined. That's exactly because they rule with sticks. They don't rule with carrots. And they don't follow the rules. And I've been dealing with this for a long time.
No, I know. So Larry, you actually sit down with Larry Giraudo a lot, the chief, and Larry says that's bogus, that they run towards days like this because they get paid 2x, sometimes 3 times.
Yeah, for some people they probably do. Maybe some young officers do, but veteran officers are like, hey, I make plenty of money, I've saved properly, I've invested correctly, I've done things, and they're telling, I'm not going to be the only 20-plus year veteran, and in my case, 30-plus year veteran, be walking a beat tomorrow.
No, I'm with you. And it irritates you. And by the way, it hides a bigger problem, and I want to make sure people hear this. So you should be the city says you should be at 900 officers, right?
Originally, correct. They lowered that number to 850.
Right.
And they're not meeting that number.
And the facts are, if you're legit talking about how many you actually have, it's actually 700.
Right, physically capable because I have people I have police officers on various leaves, either off injured, paid parental leave, things like that, military leave, etc., or going on a chief's list because they're burning time because they're going to retire or they're resigning, and so the numbers are drastically lower than what the administration tells you. Effective police officers, it's like having a Marty Griffin show without Marty Griffin. But
no, I get it. It irritates me, and then it's fascinating actually that I had the union president from the corrections officers on. They were ordered to work these 16-hour shifts, and they're ready to snap. And at some point, as you have said, it puts the public in danger and them in danger, does it not, sir?
Well, yes. In our case, it's the general public. In a correctional environment, it puts the correctional officers and the inmates in danger because then they're exhausted. And I just saw a case that the corrections officers, I believe, are going to win. Went before Commonwealth Court for that forced doubling out. So it'll be interesting to see how that shakes out for them.
Brother, man, be careful walking the beat. I might see you tomorrow, man.
Yep. Stop by. We'll wait. We'll share maybe a slushie or something.
All right, brother. Bob Schwartzwalder, the best in the business. Seriously, the man.
Using credit cards could soon become a hassle in Pennsylvania. Some in the legislature are considering a multi-million-dollar giveaway to corporate megastores and may force you to pay for parts of your purchase in cash, while small businesses will have to manage an accounting nightmare. This mandate could also expose information about the private purchases you make. Prevent credit card chaos at guardyourcard.com/Pennsylvania. Paid for by the Electronic Payments Coalition.
Drowning in IRS debt? If you can't afford to pay your IRS debt due to economic hardship, you can now be free of IRS collection efforts by taking advantage of a special IRS tax hardship program. This program allows Americans who owe the IRS to resolve their delinquent tax debt once and for all. In some cases, maybe even reducing what you owe significantly. An open phone line has been established by Community Tax for consumers to call and see if they qualify. Simply dial 800-578-2415. If you owe back taxes to the IRS and cannot afford to pay them back or have years of unfiled tax returns, help is standing by. Just call the Community Tax Helpline today at 800-578-2415 for the help that you need. Don't take on the IRS alone. They can attack your wages, savings, pension, home, and even your Social Security check. That's 800-578-2415. to see if you qualify. That's 800-578-2415.
From the Aetna Medicare Solutions Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Partly sunny and 86 degrees at Pittsburgh International at 12:30. I'm Paul Alexander. The man Cranberry police were searching for and found dead Thursday afternoon near Cranberry Highlands Golf Course has been identified. Employees there notified authorities they saw a disabled car with weapons inside, a man who wasn't coherent. The man has been identified as 37-year-old Logan Cumberland of Elwood City. The search for the man led to a shelter-in-place order for about 2 hours. Authorities say officers in Cumberland exchanged gunfire before he was found dead in a wooded area. Police are not saying if he was shot by officers or shot himself. State police are investigating the death. The heat is on again as we approach 90 today, but AccuWeather meteorologist Joe Lundberg says it's a one-day affair.
Today's the hottest of the days. The humidity's going to come up, so it's going to drive AccuWeather real fuel temperature to like 94, 95 this afternoon. So, yeah, it's going to be brutal this afternoon, but I think there's just too many clouds around after that for tomorrow and Friday to keep it from getting that warm, and obviously some shower and thunderstorm activity.
Joe telling the Big K Morning Show that the weekend looks a little bit more comfortable across the area. Health officials have approved a new Alzheimer's drug that can modestly slow the disease. News Radio KDK's Paul Rasmussen has that story.
The FDA approved this week Eli Lilly's medication for patients with dementia caused by Alzheimer's.
It's only been shown to work for people with early onset.
CBS's Dr. John LaPook says the drug, given in a monthly infusion, slows worsening memory and cognitive problems by about 22% over 18 months.
For me, it's exciting. I'm cautiously optimistic.
The new treatment will be available in weeks and is covered under Medicare Part B. Paul Rasmussen, News Radio KDKA.
Pittsburgh's Furry Convention returns to the David L. Lawrence Convention Center tomorrow from July 4th to the 7th. Furries will be making their way around Pittsburgh with anticipated record-breaking attendance numbers, resulting in $17.4 million in direct visitor spending. Those numbers are a direct reflection as to how this community feels at home in the Steel City. That's according to John Cole, the public outreach director for Anthrocon.
Over the years, it has been a dream of Anthrocon and furries to find a city that would host them and that they could share their activities with in a productive way.
With the convention there will be a number of community events in and around downtown, including musicians in Market Square during lunchtime on the 4th. On Wall Street, the Dow is down 69 points, the NASDAQ up 137, the S&P 500 is up 20 points. KDK Radio News Time is 12:32, our next update at 1 o'clock. I'm Paul Alexander, the voice of Pittsburgh News Radio, KDKA.
Using credit cards could soon become a hassle in Pennsylvania. Some in the legislature are considering a multi-million-dollar giveaway to corporate megastores and may force you to pay for parts of your purchase in cash, while small businesses will have to manage an accounting nightmare. This mandate could also expose information about the private purchases you make. Prevent credit card chaos at guardyourcard.com/Pennsylvania. Paid for by the Electronic Payments Coalition.
Hey everyone, it's Ted from Consumer Cellular, the guy in the orange sweater, and this is your wake-up call. If you're paying too much for wireless service, you don't have to keep having that nightmare. Consumer Cellular has the same fast, reliable coverage as the leading carriers for up to half the cost. So why keep spending more than you have to? Seriously, wake up! And call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com.
Savings based on cost of Consumer Cellular single line 1, 5, and 10 gig data plans with unlimited talk and text compared to lowest cost single line postpaid unlimited talk, text, and data plans offered by T-Mobile and Verizon January 2024.
Attention talcum powder users. Have you had ovarian or gynecological cancer? A proposed $8 billion plan will pay those who believe they got sick from using talc products like Johnson's baby powder and shower to shower. Johnson & Johnson maintains its products are safe. You have until July 26, 2024 to vote to accept or reject the plan. For more information, visit officialtalclaims.com or call 888-431-4056. Paid for by LLT Management, LLC.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6986. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6986. That's 800-575-6986. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
From the P.J. Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic. Excuse me. Powered by Bowser. Samantha, what's up?
Hey, Marty, I'm looking at the Cordell and Carl traffic cams, and we're still seeing some backup on the Boulevard of the Allies due to an earlier accident, but it does look like things are starting to speed up. Over on our parkways, the Parkway West on the inbound side, we're going to see some traffic heading into the Green exit all the way into the Fort Pitt tunnels. And the outbound side of the Parkway West is backed up until around the Birmingham Bridge. Over on the Parkway East, the outbound side is backed up starting as you approach the Greenfield Bridge overpass, and the inbound side starting around Edgewood Swissville. We're also still seeing that congestion on the lower deck of the Fort Duquesne Bridge. With AAA Traffic, I'm Samantha McGill on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
This afternoon will become hot and increasingly humid with a mix of sun and clouds and a high not far from 90. Tonight will turn mostly cloudy, warm, and muggy with a shower or thunderstorm and a low just 73. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Join Mark Patrick Seminars Lose the Weight, Stop Smoking Early Bird Special, $49.99. Seminars Monday, July 8th at the Doubletree by Hilton Hotel Pittsburgh and Greentree, or Tuesday, July 9th at the Comfort Inn Conference Center in Churchill. Weight loss, 5:30 p.m. Stop Smoking Seminar, 8.
The KDKA radio text line is driven by Kenny Ross Auto Group. Find your best deal and Pittsburgh's best warranty at kennyross.com.
Where Pittsburgh comes to talk. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Doo-doo. Doo-doo. How about these idiot reporters? And I mean that in the nicest way. Who do these idiotic stories about buying groceries for the 4th. Come on. Get drug tested. I heard Larry run some piece about a reporter telling people to look for discount baked goods. Come. Are we like brain dead? Is this the... I think that reporters get lazy. No, I don't think that I know that. So guys like me who've spent their lives connected, I'm obsessive about it. So honestly, ask my poor wife, and she's a saint, I get irritated and dysfunctional if I'm not doing something that has to do with this whole thing, whether it's getting Marty. So at 10 o'clock at night, I'll be looking for a roof for someone. I'm looking for a exterminator right now who would kill or remove a squirrel from an elderly woman's house on the north side. I'm serious. Poor thing. This squirrel crawled into her house in the woodwork, and now it's chewing through the roof, and it's making her crazy. So last night I'm looking for exterminators, and she needs a roof, so I'm texting roofers. And then I'll text politicians at 10 at night and 5 in the morning. And it doesn't make me a good guy, it just makes me a little crazy. And so I've never in my career, ever, as a reporter, been to a store telling people how to buy baked goods for the 4th of July. Or that hot links are hot. Huh? And the reason why is I don't do that crap. And it's not that I'm too good for that. It's just that I always have something important to say. And when you do that, the boss says, go out and get that important thing. No one cares about buying donuts on discount. And my point is that we dummy down to the audience. I mean, people know what stuff costs, man. Who the hell, when these idiotic reporters are standing, and I mean that in the nicest way, they're standing along the turnpike telling us how gas prices are going to prevent people from traveling. Here's the Marty Griffin challenge.
prove that to me, and I'll apologize to the world, that one family in America says, we can't go to the Jersey Shore, gas is $4 a gallon. You're full of crap. Come on, man. Now, if they want to tell the truth, and I had this conversation on Saturday night. I had this really, really amazing dinner at this restaurant in Carnegie called Leo Greta, handmade, homemade Italian food by my man Greg. It's a sick place. It's so good. And I was there with this really cool attorney named Maurice McClellan and his wife and my boy Jack Cavalier and my wife and blah, blah, blah. His wonderful girlfriend. Who cares who was there? And I was talking to Reed about the Jersey Shore. So if reporters want to tell the truth, and if they're not lazy, so instead of going to a store and telling me that hot links are up 20 cents, I don't give a damn. Here's what I care about. You cannot rent a house in Stone Harbor, New Jersey for a week for less than $15,000 during this time of year. Why do I care about that? It's got nothing to do with me. It's got nothing to do with my family. Nothing. Zero. But it's what's changed the American middle class. It just has. I literally got into a conversation with the mayor of Pittsburgh, Gainey, about housing in Pittsburgh. And he was giving me grief about moving out of the city to Mount Lebanon. And I said to him, the two neighborhoods I covet, Groovy Side, Shady Side, where I grew up, and Squirrel Hill, which to me, Squirrel Hill, top 5 neighborhoods in the country. It's just cool, man. The thing I like about Squirrel Hill are the ethnic groups, the dynamic there, the Jewish folks and Asians and just Middle Eastern folks. It's just cool. And the restaurants and the gorgeous homes and Groovy Side is just Groovy Side, man. The restaurants and the vibe and all that stuff. We could not afford to buy a house there of equivalent size that we have in Mount Lebanon. And this is not about Marty Griffin. It's about middle-class America. So if a reporter really wants to do a story about July 4th, tell the truth. A significant number of American families can no longer afford to go to the beach towns where they grew up. The house that cost $1,000 when I grew up in Stone Harbor or Cape May or Sea Isle City or Wildwood Crest, forget Wildwood, too nuts. It's just too nuts. Or Ocean City. A house for a family of 5 right now in any of those towns for a week, $10,000 and up. And I'm not talking about a beach house. Forget that. When I was growing up, this is the truth, a house on the beach in Stone Harbor, New Jersey, would be $5,000 a week, which in our world, in my dad's world, was sick. Right now, Stone Harbor, New Jersey, on the beach, 1 week, $25,000. God bless the folks that can afford that. But my conversation with Reed McClellan, fantastic lawyer, fantastic guy, is that middle America, and I'm talking about families that make anywhere between $75,000 and $150,000. Forget the poor folks below that. Middle America has been priced out of the Jersey Shore for all intents and purposes. And so if reporters want to talk about that and those costs, I'm all in, man. And housing costs. Find a house in Squirrel Hill for less than $450,000. 3 bedrooms. And if you do, it needs $200 in work. If there's a nice house in Squirrel Hill with 3 bedrooms, and by the way, Squirrel Hill isn't Beverly Hills. My point is, Squirrel Hill has always been known as kind of a bastion for the middle class. If you're looking at a 3-bedroom house in Squirrel Hill, right here in Pittsburgh, low end, that's beautiful, $650,000 and up. And it's on the market for 3 days. I'm cool with all those folks who live that life. God bless them and their success. But if reporters want to talk about America, Talk about what's happened to middle America. And they have been pushed out of that life. Trip to the shore, a nice home, good schools, a new car, good education. Just saying. That's what I'd be talking about. Not the price of hot links, for God's sakes. From the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic, powered by Bowser. Samantha, what's up out there?
Hey, Marty, we have an accident to report at the intersection of Sawmill Run Boulevard and South Main Street ramp. So look out for some delays over on Sawmill Run Boulevard. We're still seeing some backup on the Boulevard of the Allies due to an earlier accident. Things look like they're starting to speed up, but there's still some delays. Over on the Parkway West on the inbound side, we're seeing our usual backup headed to the Green Tree exit all the way to the Fort Pitt tunnels, and the outbound side of the Parkway West is still pretty backed up all the way to the Birmingham Bridge. Over on the Parkway East, the outbound side, you're going to see some backup as you approach the Greenfield Bridge overpass, and on the inbound side, starting right around Edgewood, Swissvale. We're also still seeing some congestion on the lower deck of the Fort Duquesne Bridge as you head in from Parkway North. With AAA Traffic, I'm Samantha McGill on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Did you know that now you can listen to all your favorite stations, including this one, shows, and even podcasts, all on the Odyssey app? Download it now.
Do you feel like you're going through life clouded by doubt? Talk to California Psychics. Our trusted and accurate psychics are available 24/7. And we guarantee, if it's not life-changing, it's free. Download the app or connect with us at CaliforniaPsychics.com. Right now, new customers get 80% off their first reading. Experience the joy of certainty. California Psychics.
You can host the best backyard barbecue. When you find a professional on Angie to make your backyard the best around. Connect with skilled professionals to get all your home projects done well. Inside to outside, repairs to renovations. Get started on the Angie app or visit Angie.com today. You can do this when you Angie that.
100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA. Covered by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Company.
So, I was on the phone yesterday with Julian Gray. We've become good friends. He's an elder law attorney. I met him, became very close when my parents passed, and he took over our estate. Had the whole family sitting in his office, made a tremendous difference in our lives. I was talking to him yesterday about how important it is to get an elder law attorney like the folks at Julian Gray and Associates involved. I'll tell you why. Major tax implications, major health care implications, major input you need from an expert, a true insider like Julian Gray and his folks that made a massive difference in the lives of the Griffin family. It's never too late to do this. It's never too late to plan your estate, but do it as soon as possible. Julian Gray, grayelderlaw.com. grayelderlaw.com. I'm telling you, folks, they did a wondrous job for the Griffin family. 412-458-6000. grayelderlaw.com.
When it's happening, News Radio KDKA is telling you about it.
A man who claimed he had a real issue with a bill with UPMC Health. I'm told, and again, this stuff, as this evolves, it becomes very sketchy sometimes. Sure. A lot of different information coming from a very... the threat is no longer a threat.
That's the best news.
And I love this about law enforcement. They converge from all over.
Oh, helicopters were there, SWAT teams were there. There was no messing around with this situation.
Including Pittsburgh.
Correct.
The voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
This is the Bloomberg Money Minute. Owning a house is less affordable for average earners in the U.S. than any time in 17 years. The costs of a typical home, including mortgage payments, property insurance, and taxes, consumed 35% of the average wage in the second quarter. That's up from 32% a year earlier, according to a new report. An Eli Lilly drug that is said to slow the progression of Alzheimer's disease has won approval from the Food and Drug Administration. Employers will have to be more aware about the impact that heat has on their employees. The Occupational Safety and Health Administration is proposing a rule to protect workers from heat stress. Remedial actions would be required whenever the heat index hits 80 degrees Fahrenheit, regardless of whether the employees work indoors or outdoors. And chocolate lovers rejoice and get ready. Krispy Kreme is bringing back its beloved chocolate glazed donuts this Saturday and Sunday in celebration of Sunday's World Chocolate Day. Kimberly Adams, Bloomberg Radio.
Pittsburgh's 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
I saw they released the name of a man who died yesterday in Cranberry. But let me do a little discussion on that because I think it's important. This is case in point of our mental illness crisis in America. Guy had a severe mental illness. That's a fact. He had a history of mental illness. That's a fact. You always hear that these people have a manifesto. I started hearing that from sources early yesterday afternoon, and quite frankly, they had folks in Cranberry freaking out. There was a shelter-in-place order. I got 20 texts from people who thought there was a mass shooter. There never was. This is actually a story. This man, in his mind, let me say this to be honest, had a dispute with UPMC. In his mind, hated a UPMC. In those notes, which hasn't been reported, but this is the truth, had significant commentary about his willingness and wanting to hurt people at UPMC, which is sad in its own right. But he was never anywhere near a UPMC facility, which kind of underlines what I'm talking about. And he wasn't even from this area, quite frankly. He had driven in here. And it really kind of underlines what I'm talking about in terms of this mental illness issue. Because he was, what I'm being told is he took his own life. There's also discussion about whether or not an officer had to shoot him. Regardless, he paralyzed that entire community near the golf course in Cranberry. The police did a hell of a job. A couple things they did. Number one, by kind of engaging him so that he couldn't travel anywhere. Number two, telling the public to shelter in place for good reason, because he had weapons and he had made a significant number of threats. And number three, regardless of how it ended, because they're looking right now to determine, I was told it was self-inflicted, others say not. They're looking to determine how it ended, but it ended dramatically with a man losing his life. And as I've said many, many times on the show, and this is legit, and I've talked to so many people about this, and it's chilling, but I'm going to tell you this number. Between the 1960s and the 1970s, we had roughly 600,000 beds for mental health treatment in America. 600,000 for treatment of the mentally ill in America. Excuse me. In America, not in Western Pennsylvania or Pennsylvania, in America today, right now today, depending on who you talk to, that number of beds is roughly 30,000. And if you talk to the optimists, they'll say 35,000. So do some math. Do some math. My good friend John Shumway says the press release says the police shot him. Thank you, John. John's my man. There was a dispute early on as to whether he took his own life, but it ended peacefully. So do the math. And by the way, Shumway did a fantastic report on fireworks this morning and the cost. It's insane what people are paying for fireworks. I digress. Got to finish this thought. So you were able to reach out and get a bed for someone you loved when there were 600,000 beds to treat the mentally ill. Imagine now what it's like when there's only, I'm told, at a low end, 25,000 beds. At a high end, 35,000 beds. Now, if I told you there were 25,000 beds in Pennsylvania for the mentally ill, you'd say, okay, cool. This is in America. Patrick O'Connor is sitting here. We went through a saga right here on this show about a month ago
an amazing, amazing woman with a severely autistic son, but by her own accounts. And she sent us videos. He was very violent. He was put in special homes. He was 18 years old. He was breaking the walls, breaking the doors, hurting people. She knew that. He was going to kill himself or someone else. She could not get him in a mental health facility anywhere in Pennsylvania. So, this amazing, amazing, amazing mother put her son in her car, took him out of the halfway house, as they call them sometimes, step-down house, whatever you want to call it, and drove him to Washington Hospital, which is now a UPMC facility. And she texted me and said, this is the truth, I am not leaving here, the emergency room, until I have help for my son. Patrick, was it a week? It took 4 or 5 days. She stayed there for 4 or 5 days.
It was more than 4 or 5 days. It was, I think, a little over a week.
Before, and by the way, they were magnificent to her, quite frankly. She slept with him. Now, they treated him in the emergency room and had him sedated most of the time. She slept in the emergency room for 4 or 5 days, waiting for a room. Folks, no exaggeration. In the entire state of Pennsylvania, for that young man, again, severe autism, violent, dangerous, 3 beds. 3. That's 1 more than 2, 2 less than 5. Finally, with our pushing and prodding and UPMC Washington pushing like the Dickens and doing a hell of a job, she finally got him into a facility in Philadelphia, where he is now. And my point is, coming full circle to that man who was shot by police yesterday, it didn't have to end that way. Now, look, the police did their job. They had to before someone got hurt. But my point is, it never had to get to that point. If we had a system of checks and balances and engagements where folks who needed help could actually get help. And if you've ever been in that room with someone you love trying to get mental health treatment, try to book an appointment right now for a psychiatrist. Try to get an appointment for your kid for a psychiatrist. 6 months. So I'm supposed to wait 6 months. My kid is suicidal. Try that. We're in a dramatic place in America, and what happened in Cranberry kind of underlines that. That man with a history of mental illness, and it came to a horrible end. Just fortunately, no one else was hurt and or killed, but it came to a violent end.
The Village at St. Barnabas, the perfect place for mom.
Visit the Strand Theater in Zillionople for a weekend of live and cinematic excellence. Don't miss the magic of Michael Misko live on stage. Michael is a comedian, magician, cracker of wise. Saturday only at 7:30 p.m. And relive the thrills of Maverick Top Gun on Friday and Sunday. For details, call 724-742-0400 or visit thestrandtheater.org.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6481. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6481. That's 800-575-6481. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Do you know what the scariest sound to hear on a factory floor is? Silence. That means something somewhere broke. Production has stopped, and now you're paying your workers to wait while the team troubleshoots and tries to fix the problem. Finally, there's a proactive way to reduce equipment downtime. Thanks to MaintainX. MaintainX is the asset management system that brings your maintenance downtime to zero. MaintainX lets you build preventative maintenance schedules, manage work orders in real time, and access the data you need to make better decisions. Downtime equals death in the production world, so make unplanned downtime a thing of the past. Try MaintainX for free. Control the daily operations of your business and transform your maintenance program by going to maintainx.com. That's maintain in the letter X.com.
KDKA and KDKA FM HD2 Pittsburgh, W261AX Pittsburgh.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Aetna Medicare Solutions Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Partly sunny and 86 degrees at Pittsburgh International at 1 o'clock. I'm Paul Alexander. Pressure is mounting on Joe Biden to drop out of the presidential race. A group of Democratic governors recently held a conference to discuss the political fallout of the first debate performance and asked Mr. Biden to speak with them. The president responded by inviting the governors to meet today as he tries to shore up party support. A spokesperson for Josh Shapiro says the governor plans to attend today's virtual meeting. A White House spokesperson also says the president will hold calls with party leaders in Congress. CBS News is reporting a group of more than 24 House Democrats is circulating a letter asking the president to step aside as a new poll shows Donald Trump now has a 3-point lead. The man Cranberry police were searching for and found dead Thursday afternoon near Cranberry Highlands Golf Course has been identified. Employees there notified authorities they saw a disabled car with weapons inside and a man who wasn't coherent. The man was identified as 37-year-old Logan Cumberland of Elwood City. The search for the man led to a shelter-in-place order for about 2 hours. Authorities say officers in Cumberland exchanged gunfire before he was found dead in a wooded area. Police are not saying whether he was shot by officers or shot himself. State police are investigating. National Weather Service has confirmed a 6th tornado last week. An EF1 twister touched down June 26 near the Mellon plant in Monroeville, moving through Wall, Pitcairn, and South Monroeville. There have been 29 tornadoes in the Pittsburgh area so far this year, surpassing 27 at the same point in 2021. Safety officials announced plans for the 4th of July. News Radio KDKA's Tamira Rush has more.
The sky will light up for the 4th of July, and Pittsburgh Public Safety rolled out its plan to ensure everyone enjoys the show safely. Lee Schmidt, Pittsburgh Public Safety Director, says tomorrow will be all hands on deck for everyone in public safety, as well as most of the city departments.
We do have some new security measures this year, additional security measures, some that should make things a little more efficient. We'll be using a walk-through system instead of wanding. We will also have K9 units walking around to ensure folks do not have fireworks on their person, weapons, etc.
The presence of faith leaders and outreach teams will also be a key component of public safety on Thursday night. Schmidt reminds attendees to be vigilant, and if you see something, say something. Tamira Rush, News Radio, KDKA.
Anthicon, the annual furry convention that takes place in the Burgh, kicks off tomorrow. News Radio KDKA's Susie Cool has a preview.
When the furry convention first graced our city nearly 20 years ago, little did we know it would become an annual event, an annual tradition.
That was Andrew Ortale, Chief Sales Officer at Visit Pittsburgh, at a press conference on Wednesday, just the day before thousands of furries are expected to descend to Pittsburgh come July 4th.
This is a tradition that celebrates creativity, individuality, and a vibrant community like no other.
The annual event could hit record-breaking attendance this year, resulting in $17.4 million in direct visitor spending. Susie Cole, News Radio, KDKA.
On Wall Street, the Dow is down 23 points. The Nasdaq up 159. The S&P 500 is up 28. KDK Sports, Pirates fell to the Cardinals 7-4 at PNC Park last night. They'll do it again tonight. First pitch at 6:40. News brought to you by P.J. Fitzpatrick, installing most roofs in just one day. TrustPJ.com. KDK Radio News Time is 1:03. Partly sunny and 86 degrees in Pittsburgh. KDK AAA traffic and AccuWeather together next.
Hey guys, Marty. Had 2 great meals with my wife in the last month. Both of them at Oakmont. Both of them at restaurants owned by my good friend J.K. the Man. Okay, the Lot. I'm not exaggerating. The best brunch I've ever had at the Lot. I'm serious. The best dinner I've had in a year. Hofstadt's. They're in the same town. They're on the same strip. They're owned by the same man. The Lot and Hofstadt's. J.K. delivers. Great stuff.
People, listen to me, please.
You want to hear what I have to say?
Your voice.
My voice.
Voice my displeasure.
The loudest voice
is heard.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
It's our chance to use our voice.
Here.
Thank you for giving us a voice.
100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
It's Marty. We've talked about cancer. We've talked about how it throws off your balance. I'm at Physical in Monroeville. Phyzical, folks. Dr. Jess Nolan is amazing at the office in Monroeville. They put you in a harness. They teach you how to walk again. I feel stronger. I feel as if I'm getting my balance back. Physical in Monroeville. 412-457-8200. 412-457-8200. From the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic, powered by Bowser. Samantha, what's up?
Hey, Marty, I'm looking at the Cordell and Cordell traffic cams, and we're still seeing some backup over on the Boulevard of the Allies due to the earlier accident, and there is a road closure, so look out for some delays. On our parkways, the Parkway West on the inbound side is starting before the Green Tree exit all the way into the Fort Pitt tunnels, and the outbound side of the Parkway West is still pretty backed up until almost to the Birmingham Bridge. Over on the Parkway East, the outbound side is backed up as you approach the Greenfield Bridge overpass. And as usual, we're still seeing that congestion on the lower deck of the Fort Duquesne Bridge. With AAA Traffic, I'm Samantha McGill on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDK.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Things heating up as we head into the afternoon hours. A mix of sun and clouds, hot and more humid with time. The high near 90. And mostly cloudy, warm, and sticky tonight. A shower or thunderstorm. The low just 73. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Don't let a cold, sinus infection, or allergies ruin your day. Breathe easier, sleep better, and feel healthier with Navage. Visit Navage.com, Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, or a store near you.
Everything you need, every time you listen. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
So there is no one better in the business, anywhere in the country, at being connected to politicians and who they reach out to. I'm more than my friend John Delano. We've known each other for 20 years, I think. I have actually changed his name to JD. The president calls him JD, if he remembers. The president, that is. And I wanted to snag him this morning on these polls that I was talking about yesterday, and JD was intrigued, and he knows this stuff. JD, what's up?
Hey, I was going to say good morning, good afternoon, Marty. Good to be with you and all your listeners, and thank you for your kind words. Although I'm not sure about this JD bit, but I'll tell you, it's sticking because people out on the street will say, "Hey, JD."
Hey, John, let's get serious real quick, and then we'll get to this poll locally. Lot of pressure on Biden out of Washington. What are you hearing from your sources that are big players about what's happening with Biden and the pressure on him to step down, sir?
Well, I think there is pressure, but I think that so far he's resisted and his family's resisted it. And I don't see an indication yet that he's going to step out. If he does step out, of course, the thinking is that Kamala Harris, the vice president, the vice presidential candidate, would be the likely nominee. And people are trying to rally around her as the alternative. Interestingly, Marty, Republicans are really trying to keep Biden on the ticket.
Whoa.
And so there's been some effort among Republicans to suggest that Biden's still with it a bit, enough to run, that kind of stuff. It's really cross purposes to what they've been saying for months.
Right.
Because they've been the ones who have been really out there. I'm talking some of their news channels in particular.
Of course.
Out there basically putting out that Biden is incompetent. There's no evidence he's incompetent. I mean, the whole thing is that when he talks and speaks, normally he seems fine, but in the context of that debate, he really, really had a very bad evening, and we've talked about that.
Yes, sir.
So,
All right,
I can't predict what's going to happen. I just don't know.
All right, JD, so let's go to, first of all, I sent you two things. I sent you a poll, then a memo regarding the poll. What's your reaction to both the poll and the memo, then we'll start getting down into the details of it.
Yeah. Well, first of all, let's be very clear that a poll taken a year before a primary is just a snapshot at current time as opposed to what's. Are you there, Marty?
Yes, sir. I'm here.
Okay. We suddenly had a blip there.
Sorry.
A poll taken a year in advance is just a snapshot in the time of the moment and not reflective of what's going to happen. I want to be very clear about that.
Right.
Because we know people's views change. Secondly, this is a poll that was commissioned by a Republican strategy firm. And they're a good firm. They've got good people, but it's done by Republicans, and the polling outfit was done for Republicans. And they're polling in a Democratic primary. So you've always, at least there's a little touch of, let's see what's going on here or try to find out what's going on here.
I love this.
Now, thirdly, the results themselves pitch, Ed Gainey against Corey O'Connor.
Right.
And there's no evidence at all that Corey O'Connor is going to run.
That's not true. John, come on. You're my boy, and I love you.
Well,
I've talked to him and others. If he gets the money, honey, he's running, brother. Come on.
All right. Yeah, I've heard that side of it.
Come on, man.
And I've talked to him too.
All right.
But I think that the fact is that it's a projection.
There is evidence, though. Come on, brother.
Well, players
are putting a big bucket in the middle of the floor, and they're throwing money into it right now, my man. If they reach $1 million,
that's what this
he's
is all
run.
about. Yeah, that's what this is all about. This is an effort to persuade Corey O'Connor to run.
It is.
I mean, I really think that's what this is all about.
Sir.
And if not Corey O'Connor, somebody else. But the bottom line is that he's the most likely candidate. His father was mayor.
Yep.
He's been very popular first as a council member and now as a countywide official. So it's an obvious choice. And the poll itself suggests possible weaknesses in Mayor Gainey that make for a race. But it is. I think the motive behind this is not that Corey O'Connor has announced that he's running for office.
No, it is not.
We're trying to, meaning this group or whomever's behind all this, and I've heard there's some labor folks involved.
Yeah.
I'm sure you're hearing the same stuff. That it's an effort to try to get Corey O'Connor to run, but again, he hasn't made that commitment to run.
All right, so let's get into some of the stuff here from the memo. In a hypothetical matchup with Allegheny County Controller Corey O'Connor, Gainey starts out tied with O'Connor. After information about the Gainey record is shared, O'Connor jumps to an incredible 7-point lead. Whoa. In head-to-head matchups with several lesser-known opponents, Gainey never exceeds 43% of the vote. In fact, only 42% of voters say he deserves re-election versus 37% who say he does not. Mayor Gainey finds himself in an extremely vulnerable position with several weaknesses. What do you say, JD?
Yeah, you're reading directly from the memo. To me, the most interesting thing is what we call the vote to re-elect. The vote to re-elect. Because everybody knows who the incumbent is.
Yes, sir.
At this stage, they don't know who the opponent is going to be. So you ask the question, if the election were held today, would you vote to re-elect Mayor Gainey, the incumbent? That number is 42%. The political strategists will tell you that any time you fall below 50% as an incumbent, you've got a problem.
Oh.
It doesn't mean you're going to lose, but it means you've got a problem.
Oh.
And so what you want to do is to build that vote to reelect up above 50%. Because if you're winning against nobody, the chances are you'll win against somebody. And so because the support you're getting is because of what you're doing, not because of a contrast with somebody else. So that to me was the most interesting figure to me. And of course, when they talk about the 43%, that's the number in matchups against different opponents, and including Corey O'Connor, which is essentially a tie vote.
JD, let me read this. This is verbatim, as JD says. Gainey's weak re-election scores and poor approval in this poll are indicative of a candidate who is wounded but not yet dead when it comes to his hopes for a second term. It sounds like they're opining, John. Like they're not just throwing out numbers here, that they want him to lose. Is that fair?
Yeah, that's exactly what this group is doing.
Okay.
This is a Republican outfit that's been hired by somebody, to encourage Corey O'Connor to get in the race.
That wants Gainey
the
out.
mayor is not dead. The mayor.
By the way, that wants Gainey out. By the way, this group, obviously.
Yes, of course they want him out. That's the whole idea behind this. And I would just say that, first of all, this poll is not. I mean, it shows issues for the mayor.
Yep.
But it doesn't show him in some kind of terminal political outcome. He's alive and well. He's got broad support, particularly among the African American community.
He does. And that poll shows that. Yeah.
And the polling shows that. And then the other thing about this poll, Marty, this is a push poll. What do you mean by that? A push poll is a poll that, in the context of the poll, tells you negative things about the incumbent, and then asks you after the fact, does that change your view? And you just pointed out early on that it changed support for Corey O'Connor by 7 points.
Yep.
That's a landslide, by the way. And so, but they did that by telling you negative things about Ed Gainey, right?
Yeah.
And so the question is whether you believe those negative things. And, of course, in politics, perception is reality. For example, one of the things they tell you is that crime has gone up under Gainey.
Which isn't true.
Which is not true.
Can you hang around, J.D.?
Sure, I'll give you another block.
Yeah.
You got me.
I need this. This is fascinating to me. He is so good at this. Because I'm an idiot. I read this stuff and, okay. But John, he knows the backstory, man. I love it. Hang in. There's more. I love it. From the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic, powered by Bowser. Samantha, what's up out there?
Hey, Marty, we do have a road closure on the Boulevard of the Allies, along with some heavy backup due to an earlier accident, so look out for some delays. Over on our parkways, the Parkway West on the inbound side, we're seeing our usual backup as you make your way towards the Green Tree exit all the way to the Fort Pitt tunnels. And the outbound side of the Parkway West is backed up until the county jail. We're still seeing some backup on the Parkway East on the outbound side, starting as you approach the Greenfield Bridge overpass, and some congestion on the lower deck of the Fort Chicane Bridge. With AAA Traffic, I'm Samantha McGill on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
All the news you need for your day and the sports, music, and podcasts you love are all on the free Odyssey app. Download now.
Celebrate July 4th with savings at Lowe's. For a limited time, save on the essentials you need to make your garden pop for summer, like Miracle-Gro 25-quart potting mix. Get 2 bags for just $16. And get up to 40% off, plus save an extra $50 on every $500 you spend on select major appliances. Hurry, these deals won't last long, because Lowe's knows summer savings. Valid through 7/10. Miracle-Gro excludes Alaska and Hawaii. Appliance savings vary based on purchase amount, excluding supply. See Lowe's.com for more details. While supplies last.
With Progressive's Name Your Price tool, you can easily find coverage options that fit your budget. If only it was that easy to name your baby.
How about Jaden?
Nope.
Okay. Michael?
Went to middle school with a glue-eating Michael.
Sebastian?
Dated one in college.
How about Damien?
Vampire name.
All right. Greg?
Not feeling it.
Okay. No worries. Jeffrey?
Oh, love that one.
Wait, really?
No.
Find coverage options that fit your budget with Progressive's Name Your Price tool. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law. Not available in all states.
Using credit cards could soon become a hassle in Pennsylvania. Some in the legislature are considering a multi-million-dollar giveaway to corporate megastores and may force you to pay for parts of your purchase in cash, while small businesses will have to manage an accounting nightmare. This mandate could also expose information about the private purchases you make. Prevent credit card chaos at guardyourcard.com/Pennsylvania. Paid for by the Electronic Payments Coalition.
John Perry is one of my close friends. He's also one of the best attorneys in the country. Medical malpractice, catastrophic injury, Rosen and Perry. Look at the results, man. Look at the accolades. I've had family members go there. I've had friends go there because of their success. Serious about this. They are the professionals. Rosen and Perry. 412-281-4200. Rosen and Perry. Call them. Ask for John. 412-281-4200.
Tune in this Sunday morning at 8 for the Coons Cooking Hour with Rob Pratt and the Coons Market team when they discuss delicious summer salad recipes. The Coons Cooking Hour, presented by Coons Market, your hometown Pittsburgh grocer.
Come in and try the Good Feet feeling today. Comfort, energy, performance, and pain relief at the Good Feet store. Visit us in Robinson Town Center, in Cranberry Township, and now open in Morgantown.
Thanks to the Good Feet store.
Pittsburgh's 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
JD's my man. If he doesn't know it when it comes to politics, then it can't be known. And JD, you're right. Okay, it's a poll. Okay, it's done by Republicans. It's obviously done by Republicans who want Gainey to lose. It's obviously done by Republicans who want Corey to run. However, if I'm at Gainey, and I'm not, and I saw this, I would be a little bit antsy. Would you not, sir?
Yes, absolutely. And I'm sure the mayor is. I just can't believe you'd look. I mean, first of all, this is just one poll.
Yes, sir.
So I don't know how many others have been taken. I would assume the mayor has been taking polls of his own that I have not yet seen. But in any case, the fact is that there are troublesome signs in here that you want to get a hold of. But here's the thing. Mayors are in a unique position to control or to react to events in positive ways that really enhance their image. And sometimes there's totally unexpected. Mayors of Chicago have lost because they can't plow the snow.
That's right.
You know, in the dead of winter.
Or can't fix water fountains in the city.
Or can't fix water fountains in the city. Or the perception of crime, even though it's gone down, but you got shootings in parts of the city that never experienced them, like downtown Pittsburgh in broad daylight.
Right.
I mean, people, it's their perceptions that really count in all this. On the other hand, the mayor can get on top of it. He can make those water fountains open in the next week if he wanted to. I mean, you can take charge. So being mayor gives you an opportunity to respond to anything all the negative stuff that's in here. You can respond to, and you have time to act. And in this case, the mayor has until May, although I would argue he has this year because perceptions will be built in by Christmas time. So he's got an opportunity to respond and to do things and to show the leadership and that he's on top of this stuff. And then the real question is, will Corey run?
If he gets $1 million, he'll run, brother.
Okay, we heard it from you.
I'm just telling you, man.
My experience with Corey O'Connor over the years, and I know him and like him a lot, and of course, and know his dad as we all did. Wonderful, wonderful guy, Bob O'Connor.
Was.
My experience with Corey O'Connor is that he's risk adverse.
Nice.
Which is to say that unless he can see something that is really likely for him, he's not going to do it.
The big labor guys have already pitched him. He's pitching my friends in the venture capital world, in the banking world. He's pitching my friends that own massive businesses here, and he's talked to all of them. And he's reaching out to reporters. He wants to have coffee and this sort of thing, and doing some homework on this. And I know for a fact that big labor is not happy with the mayor right now because of his relationship with SEIU, and that's really the crux of this, John.
Well, let's talk. You're right. There's a split in the labor movement, and we're talking about building trades primarily, and some of the other unions versus the government employee type unions and the SEIU, which is UPMC, the effort to unionize UPMC. So huge split in that, and we'll see where it goes.
And before I let you go, and I appreciate you doing this today, JD, I love it. And I'm not asking you to be critical. I have been critical of the mayor for not providing us with access. Hasn't been on the air on this show in about 6 months. I've heard similar comments from my boy Sheehan, who is like my brother, and other reporters who have had difficulty in getting the mayor on camera. I'm not asking you to be critical, but there's no one more fair-minded in this town than you. Have you had trouble, sir, getting the mayor on camera?
No, I have not. But then I haven't reached out to him on too many stories.
You have not.
But I have not because, frankly, Andy Sheehan does a tremendous job.
He does
in Pittsburgh on the stories he does, and he's the investigative reporter. I'm more likely to call the mayor either on background or on something involving a political story, like Biden running, that kind of stuff. And I've not had difficulty getting to the mayor, to be honest, but again, I'm not the guy who's out there attacking because of issues. That's what the Sheehans of the world and you do a great job at that.
Hold on, JD. Patrick. So tell John what you're already seeing out there from the RNC.
Yeah, there's an ad that just went out targeting Kamala Harris. They're calling her the Biden's enabler in chief. So they're already starting to take shots at her in case she does become the front.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that make sense,
JD? And it also makes perfect sense because it's also part of the argument that keep Biden on the ticket. Weaken the alternative so that Biden stays as the nominee because Trump believes that he has a better shot against Biden than any other person. So,
do you think, JD, he has a better shot than... Because folks do not like Kamala Harris at all.
Well, I mean... I
don't know, John.
I think here's what I think. In Pennsylvania, and that's where my focus is.
Of course.
There are two major constituencies that determine whether Democrats win the election. One, the African-American vote, particularly in Philadelphia.
Nice.
And the second is suburban women in both Philly and Pittsburgh.
Nice.
Kamala Harris will turn out African-American votes far more than Joe Biden.
Oh, in Philly?
In Philadelphia. And so I think that actually might make her a stronger candidate. She's also, as you know, a woman.
Oh, yeah.
So, and she's been speaking out a lot on the issues of contraception, on abortion, on women's rights, and those issues that resonate with suburban women. So, you know, the argument that she's a weaker candidate, I don't buy it. Okay. I don't buy it for Pennsylvania, at least. I won't speak for other states. But Pennsylvania, I think, would be, I think Kamala Harris would have as good a shot, if not better, than Joe Biden.
Well, love it. JD, you're my man. Have a great 4th, brother.
Hey, the same. Happy 4th of July to everybody. Enjoy. Bye-bye.
I love John Delano. There is not a nicer man on earth. I just do. He's just cool. People think he's liberal and biased. I don't know. I don't know. He hears that all the time, but he just does his thing. He's an icon. I think it's fair to say that. I was telling my wife this the other night because I was watching JD. His distinctive voice has labeled him and branded him, but that's his trademark, and I love it. There's no one else, and maybe not that jumps out at me, no one else in media in this town that does what John Delano does. Now, in the day, Patrick, you know this, every station had a political reporter. It doesn't occur anymore.
No, it's a rare thing, especially in local news anywhere anymore. And
John Delano made an amazing point that I was too stupid to understand. Because Pittsburgh in Pennsylvania is so vital, he had Trump on video 2 weeks ago. He did an interview with Trump. No one in New York or L.A. can get him because they don't care about New York or California because it's already done.
They're not a deciding factor.
Right on.
We're the toss-up.
So as JD says, his counterparts in L.A. and New York and Boston and Chicago are all jealous because they can't get Trump and he can. He's right. It's a very important time in Pennsylvania voting history, and I love him.
Don't delay in getting that plumbing repair done. Call Palucci Plumbing today for all of your plumbing needs. From trenchless sewer repair and waterline repairs and replacement, hot water tanks, sewer camera inspections, to Pittsburgh potty repairs, no job is too small for Palucci Plumbing. Owners Amy and Nick Palucci have been in business for over 20 years, so give them a call for your next plumbing repair or replacement. Palucci Plumbing, 412-782-5050. That's 412-782-5050.
And paid for by AG Marketing Group. Attention timeshare owners. If you need to get rid of your timeshare for any reason, please listen to the following message. Getting out of a timeshare commitment is not easy, and it takes time. But we specialize in helping consumers legally get rid of their expensive timeshares forever. Can't get the vacation dates that work for you? Maybe you felt taken advantage of or forced into the timeshare? Maybe you just can't continue to shoulder those monthly payments any longer. If you need to eliminate your timeshare commitment, then you need to take down this number, 800-866-7061. We will safely and legally get rid of your timeshare payments forever, all with a 100% satisfaction guarantee. Don't continue to let your timeshare be a financial burden to you and your loved ones. Call us now at 800-866-7061. The call is free, the consultation is free. Call 800-866-7061. That's 800-866-7061. Again, 800-866-7061.
What do you do when it's your turn to host family dinner and you need only the best to serve your loved ones? Go to Salem's Market in the Hill District for the best halal meats, fresh produce, and your everyday essentials. Don't want to cook? Salem's Market and Grill in the Strip District has you covered. Order from their catering menu and enjoy. Celebrate a stress-free summer at Salem's Market. Your passport to global cuisine.
There's so much going on in the world.
Say the word and unlock the world.
I love listening on Alexa. It's on every smart speaker I have. Some rooms have more than one because my husband's obsessed with technology.
Tell your smart speaker to play News Radio, KDKA.
From the Aetna Medicare Solutions Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Partly sunny and 86 degrees at Pittsburgh International at 1:30. I'm Paul Alexander. Pressure is mounting on Joe Biden to drop out of the presidential race. A group of Democratic governors recently held a conference to discuss the political fallout from the first debate performance and asked Mr. Biden to speak with them. The president responded by inviting the governors to meet today as he tries to shore up party support. A spokesperson for Josh Shapiro says the governor plans to attend today's meeting virtually. A White House spokesperson also says the president will hold calls with party leaders in Congress. CBS News is reporting a group of more than 24 House Democrats circulating a letter asking the president to step aside as a new poll shows Donald Trump now has a 3-point lead. Safety officials announced plans for the 4th of July. News Radio KDK's Tamira Rush has the details.
The sky will light up for the 4th of July, and Pittsburgh Public Safety rolled out its plan to ensure everyone enjoys the show safely. Lee Schmidt, Pittsburgh Public Safety Director, says tomorrow will be all hands on deck for everyone in public safety, as well as most of the city departments.
We do have some new security measures this year, additional security measures, some that should make things a little more efficient. We'll be using a walk-through system instead of wanding. We will also have K9 units walking around to ensure folks do not have fireworks on their person, weapons, etc.
The presence of faith leaders and outreach teams will also be a key component of public safety on Thursday night. Schmidt reminds attendees to be vigilant, and if you see something, say something. Tamira Rush, News Radio, KDKA.
Pittsburgh's annual Anthrocon event is expected to bring record-breaking attendance. News Radio KDK's Susie Kuhl has more.
More than 15,500 furries are expected to attend the convention, which has been hosted in Pittsburgh since 2006. So why are we seeing an uptick in attendance? Chairman and CEO of Anthrocon, Dr. Sam Conway, says,
Pittsburgh has always been a furry city. You just didn't realize it till we showed up. I do believe we were made for each other.
In May, Visit Pittsburgh announced when registration opened for Anthrocon 2024, and the official room block at local hotels sold out within 12 minutes. Susie Cole, News Radio, KDKA.
On Wall Street, the Dow is down 23 points. The NASDAQ up 159. The S&P 500 is up 28 points. KDK Radio News Time is 1:32. Our next update at 2 o'clock. I'm Paul Alexander, the voice of Pittsburgh News Radio, KDKA. Hi, Paul Alexander here. Did you get in on that Awaken 180 challenge to drop 40 by the 4th? If so, congratulations. You've reached your goal this week. Went by fast, didn't it? If you've been sitting on the sidelines and haven't started Awaken 180 yet, what's holding you back? The results are real, and they come quickly. I dropped 35 pounds in 6.5 weeks. Paul Zeiss, Chris Muller, listeners, Donnie Football, and a number of my friends have had the very same result with Awaken 180. 100% success all the way across the board. The deal is simple. You set real measurable goals, then you literally watch the pounds fall right off. I was losing about 5 to 8 pounds a week. So think about it. How much weight do you want to lose? And then do the math. Whatever your goal, bring it to Awaken 180 and smash it just like we did. Reserve your virtual at-home consultation or in person at their brand new Mars location. Online at Awaken 180 Weight Loss, or give them a call, 844-346-1800. That's 844-346-1800.
Why'd the kid jump off the boat?
I don't know. Why?
Peer pressure.
Oh. Good one, Ned.
Ned isn't funny, but Ned owns a boat, and you don't. So every time Ned tells another one of his unfunny boat puns, you're going to laugh loud and keep on laughing until you get a boat of your own.
A pier where you put a boat.
Yeah, I get it.
And when you do get a boat of your own, make sure you save money by bundling it with your home, auto, or other vehicles with Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states.
Summer's on, and so are the deals at Target's 4th of July sale.
Let's go.
Celebrate with 30% off 12 packs of soda when you buy 3 with Target Circle. Or get Doritos chips on sale, 2 for $6. I love it. Then make it a party with sprinkles. Select favorite day treats dressed in red, white, and blue are 20% off with Target Circle and save even more. We've lowered prices on many summer faves like Up and Up sunscreen, Tillamook ice cream, Honest Kids juice boxes, and more. Target's 4th of July sale ends Saturday. Restrictions apply. I love it.
Wow, honey, have you seen the electric bill?
Yeah, it's out of control. But have you heard of Navien tankless water heaters?
Tankless? How does that even work?
Well, instead of constantly heating and storing water, it only heats water when we need it. So much more efficient than our giant tank heater.
That sounds great. Let's look into Navien.
Already on it.
Imagine all the hot water you need only when you need it. Bulky tanks are history. Navien high-efficiency tankless is the future. Compact, wall-hung units free up floor space, lower energy bills, longer life than tanks, and a 15-year warranty. Find out more at tanklessmadesimple.com.
Hi, I'm Angie Hicks, co-founder of Angie. And one thing I've learned is that you buy a house, but you make it a home. Because with every fix, update, and renovation, it becomes a little more your own. So you need all your jobs done well. For nearly 30 years, Angie has helped millions of homeowners hire skilled pros for the projects that matter. From plumbing to electrical, roof repair to deck upgrades. So leave it to the pros who will get your jobs done well. Hire high-quality certified pros at Angie.com.
From the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic powered by Bowser. Samantha, what's up, Samantha?
Hey, Marty. We're seeing some backup on both sides of the Parkway West around Green Tree, and then the outbound side of the Parkway West is backed up until the county jail. Over on the Parkway East on the outbound side, we're seeing some backup starting around the Bend at Bates, and on the inbound side starting around Edgewood Swissvale. We're also still seeing that congestion on the lower deck of the Fort Duquesne Bridge. And on the city side, we're seeing some heavy backup on Crosstown Boulevard. With AAA Traffic, I'm Samantha McGill on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDK.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Sunshine and some clouds the rest of today. It'll become hot and more humid this afternoon with a high not far from 90. Tonight will turn mostly cloudy, warm and sticky with a shower or thunderstorm in the area, low just 73. For AccuWeather, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The KDKA radio text line is driven by Kenny Ross Auto Group. Find your best deal and Pittsburgh's best warranty at kennyross.com.
Hi, this is Larry Richard. Join us on the Big K Morning Show, 5:30 until 10 tomorrow. We're going to check on those TSA security lines and other travel issues as people get ready for the 4th of July holiday.
Furries are here. People think they're weird. I don't know, man. You know what? I always tell people, find happiness. Do your thing, man. Knock yourself out. And the truth is, I was telling my man Patrick this, and Patrick kind of hangs down there with his wife and friends. They kind of like enjoy that whole environment, and it's very cool. They've been coming here almost 20 years, man. They're loyal as hell. They spend a lot of money in this town. And you cannot disrespect that. I mean, right, Patrick? I mean, there's 1,000 places. They're bringing millions of dollars to this local economy.
Millions.
Millions.
Restaurants, hotels, car rentals.
Yeah. And people call them whatever the hell you want. They're respectful. They don't get in trouble. Ever.
No.
I was actually shocked. And I thought, you probably know this stuff, and I'm probably telling you something you know. I had no idea that only 30%, according to their guy, only 30% actually have the costumes, I guess because they're so expensive. I had no idea.
Yeah, not all of them are in the fursuits.
Yeah.
Right? You'll see some, they'll buy the little ears or, clip on a tail or just show up and check out everyone else doing their thing. And
because it's $3,000. Meetings. Some of them are, what, $3,000?
I think it'll be more than that.
Are you kidding?
No.
They said it was up to like 25,000.
What?
Yeah, some of them.
That's what they said earlier. That's what the report said earlier, yeah.
Samantha, come on.
Up to, I'm sure they can get as intricate as you want them to get.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be a jerk, but does the 25G thing have air conditioning in it? Cooling?
So that's the thing, yes.
Oh, okay.
Some of that is to put cooling systems in these suits, too. So this is not just, someone sewing a furry head together and throwing it together.
I see.
These are intricate outfits.
Wow. And they have parades. I'm not trying to be a jerk. I don't know is there a schedule of events?
There is. It's on their website. I haven't looked at it this year, but usually I think it's the last day, there's the fursuit parade. And that's, it's kid-friendly. It's actually very nice.
Yeah.
So, a lot of the folks will come out in their costumes or their, whatever you're going to call them, their fursuits, and they'll do a nice little parade. And we get a table every year at one of the restaurants along Penn Avenue. And we sit outside and we
Get hammered.
have our dinner.
You get hammered.
We have a few cocktails.
You get hammered.
But we interact with the furries that are walking by. And it's absolutely fascinating. We meet people from all over the world that are here in our little town, to come have their convention. It's very cool.
Good for them. And they fill up this town. How long? It took 20 minutes to fill up all the hotel rooms.
Less than.
Wow. It's unbelievable.
And the convention's 3 days long.
Oh, it's 3 days?
Yeah, it's 3 days.
And when they say convention, do they gather at the convention center, or is it just everybody's kind of around?
Yeah, no, they gather at the convention center. There are multiple breakout rooms where they do different events.
Panels.
Panels and
discussions.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
games,
What do you mean?
Dance parties.
What the hell would a panel talk about?
Listen, I don't know, but it's almost like any type, like Comic-Con or anything. It's like a convention.
Let's see.
And there are different varieties of furries. There's the reptile ones, the bird ones, and they have little get-togethers with people who, are into the same things they are.
What are they into, Patrick?
Playing games, dressed as animals.
Samantha.
Some of it's about the art and the creation.
Some of it's about acting like bunnies.
There's a few of those. My favorite's still the bronies.
What is that?
Oh,
So you don't know any of this stuff.
The bronies. These are bros that are into My Little Pony.
Bronies.
What do you mean?
The bronies.
What?
So sometimes you'll see some dudes with rainbow tails and like
My Little Pony. But
Yeah,
it's
just like-
it's men or boys that are into My Little Pony.
Yeah.
Wow.
Bronies.
The bronies.
Okay. There you go. I got nothing to say.
Well, there's one that comes every year from Wisconsin. She dresses up as a honey badger, and her costume, she has. If you know anything about honey badgers,
So this is custom stuff.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
But it's so intricate that she has little pieces. Like honey badgers eat critters, and then they cough up the fur balls and things.
Oh wow.
And
they're aggressive.
She has these things, and she'll do that, and it's wild.
Yeah.
Kind of gross, but
hey, like I tell you, knock yourself out, man. Have fun. Wow. Okay, and you're saying there were suits for $25,000, Samantha? Really?
Yeah, that's what I think the report that Susie put out earlier. I think that's what it said.
That's amazing.
That they can get up to that high. I'm sure that's not the average cost, but
So, Bart's, my old friend Michael Bartley is out there in the newsroom. Now, I had to remind him to check his schedule today because 2 days ago when Paulie was filling in for Colin, Bart's was out there. He's a very positive guy. He's a little too happy, you know what I'm saying, Patrick? Like he's been dipping into the church wine, you know what I'm saying? And he's out there setting up guests, asking for phone numbers, right?
yeah, he's putting a show together.
Next thing you know, he's gone. Paulie comes in here, right? Samantha says, I thought Michael Bartley was doing the show. Mr. Biden out there forgot what his schedule was. Look, Mr. Biden, it's okay. It's okay. You'll make it through the term. We fully support you, sir. You know what it was, Bart's? It was a bad day. You had a bad day. You know what he was? He was drive lagged. He drives all the way over here from his palatial office in East Liberty. You know, he's the czar over there of that amazing, amazing, amazing co-op. And his limo usually takes him over here. But I think, wave to us if you're on today, Bart. Yeah, he is. He's on today. All right. The furries Hey, is there a schedule somewhere if folks want to go downtown and see the furries?
Yeah, it's on the Anthrocon website.
Okay.
I have to look it up.
And they pretty much stay towards the far end of town on Liberty Avenue, right? Kind of in that area.
It's right around the convention center.
Yeah, right in that kind of
10th and Penn. So they're at all the hotels downtown, though.
Nice, okay.
You'll see them. They're everywhere.
And are they wearing the uniforms, outfits, costumes everywhere?
Yeah, you'll see them all over the place.
Right.
In costume, when they're not in costume, you'll see the little, like the lanyards that have all their stuff on it. If they're just going to something, out of costume. But they dress up. They're here to interact with people. They love interacting with people on the sidewalk just as much as they do going to the convention.
Patrick and his wife and about 20 of them get hammered.
Oh, I can totally see that.
Can't you see it? I think Patrick could be like an honorary furry chairman. You know what I'm saying? All right. Be right back. From the PJ Fitzpatrick Home Improvement Traffic Center, AAA Traffic, powered by Bowser. Samantha, what's up?
Hey, Marty, we're seeing some backup on both sides of the Parkway West around Green Tree, and the outbound side of the Parkway West is backed up past the county jail. Over on the Parkway East on the outbound side, we're seeing some backup starting around Technology Drive, and on the inbound side, starting around Edgewood Swissvale. We're still seeing that congestion on the lower deck of the Fort Duquesne Bridge, and on the city side, there's some heavy backup on Crosstown Boulevard. With AAA Traffic, I'm Samantha McGill. I'm on 100.1 FM and AM 1020.